Nope, that's redlining it.
Hmm.
Alright, that's better. Yes. That's
Was
how...
that really necessary?
Sneaky commits crimes against audio.
Hello, Internet!
Oh yeah, your red line on Discord, dude.
I mean, Sneaky's existence is a crime against audio.
I don't care about...
True, true.
God, my fucking lung!
And the audio's fighting back, it sounds like.
I don't care
Amazing.
about
Nature
Discord
strikes back.
redlining. All I care about is that the recording doesn't redline.
Fair enough.
Yeah, hello, Internet. This is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9003, episode 78. And I'm your host, SneakyDevil. We got Max Force, Atin, Norwegian, and Texas here tonight. Everyone say
Gaming.
hello. I figure out
No.
what the fuck-
I wish to die.
No.
Oh, it's very good, very good. Alright, so because Max is writing a Fate Stay Night story, I figure we might as well...
Wait, Sneaky.
Hmm?
Did you remember to go live?
Yeah, he's live.
Yeah, I'm live.
Is his audio?
Not for me, not on Discord.
No, he's live.
I don't care about
Hmm.
Discord saying I'm live or not.
Good.
No.
Discord broke again.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, but my Twitch app also broke.
I can assure you
It's
he's
still-
live. I'm staring at it right now.
Yeah,
Try
I'm
refreshing the
staring
page.
at literally
Hi.
everything saying I'm live.
Give me a sec then.
Come on,
Yeah.
Twitch. Sneaky, wait.
Carry on. Fucking.
Alright,
party
it's
that.
working.
So it didn't
Yeah,
tell me you
yes.
were live, but when I clicked on you, it did take me there.
Very
Interesting.
interesting.
Let's see if the fucking browser works, I guess.
God, bionic
Yeah, that's
lungs
better.
cannot come too soon. Jesus fucking Christ, end my life.
Sneaky, I don't know how to tell you that you won't be able to afford them.
I will, because I'll be the first in line for the experimental variant.
That's fair.
Understandable.
And they'll pay me to use them. And that's how I'll make my money. By
Genius.
living every day in pain, because I'm using experimental lungs, which are still going to be better than my current pair.
These lungs will kill you in 10 years. That's 5 years more than I have right now.
Wow, hey, Twitch, you want to not be fucking broken? That'd be fucking great. Or, alright, yeah. What the fuck? I didn't say you're allowed to. No, get out of here. You're not fucking allowed to be visible. Okay, there we go. Christ almighty. Alright, so, as I was saying, because Max is doing a Fate Stay Night story, I figure we might as well look at some things for him so he knows what not to do.
Feel we may have already covered this to death.
Oh, we definitely have, but however, have we done it in a worm crossover yet?
Yes.
Oh, probably.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say yes, probably.
Fairly
also.
sure we have. But
Yeah, it doesn't matter, we're doing one. Anyway,
Oh god.
Certainly talked enough shit about Fox. Was it Fox's shit?
what shit?
JDF.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we definitely talked
Justin
shit about that.
Dick Fox, yeah. Oh god, I hate that guy.
Only one
You know
solution
he's
to this.
still updating that story? It's reached like 1 million words now.
Yeah, I know he is. All I can do is sit here and think, you have almost reached the word count of the original, and yet you're still not even halfway done.
No, he's
Or,
not.
well, sorry,
I'm
he's
not
been,
even sure
well,
what he's at
he's
right
been
now.
doing a bunch of interludes that are like poorly explained time skips.
Oh, I love poorly explained time skips. They're my favorite type of fan fiction
Yeah.
because that means I don't have to
Fucking
read the rest of the story.
True.
Chains of Heaven, a Fate Stay Night worm crossover.
Oh.
Alright, and link is sent out in the Discord. Millennia had passed, and since it had died in the arms of its friend, his words bringing peace to it even as it passed. Yet, at the behest of Alea, it had chosen to go to another world on the brink of extinction. It had chosen a child, Taylor Hebert, to bond to and empower to combat the entities. It had done its part. Now it was up to Taylor to save the world he loved.
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, mysterious entity. I feel that your choice of selection is
poor.
Quite poor.
Yes. List of people I would give power to. Taylor is not on that list. It's just not. Like, usually you can hand wave it away with, like, oh, the entity, you know, the crossover entity, you know, like, intersected the shard doing its thing to her, and is like, yo, hey, I got a power, do you want power? I got power that isn't this thing. You know, sometimes it's like, oh, hey, yeah, actually, the power I'm giving you, is definitely fit for super depressed goth people who want to murder someone. So, here you go.
Yeah, by the way, Sneaky,
hmm?
you're welcome.
No.
Just got an email from Twitch. Invoice $5. True Sneaky Devil Tier 1 subscription.
Oh,
There
very
you
nice.
go.
You're welcome this month too, fucker.
Yeah, no, you did it 7 days ago. I thanked you.
Yeah, no, I did the thing in chat 7 days ago. But I just paid right now.
Oh, I see.
The monthly thing. Yeah. Because apparently it just shows up every time you stream or something, so I just click it for fun. Just to make you thank me even more. Fuck.
Thanks. Anyway, so yeah, the list of people I would give power to is definitely not including Taylor on that list. Like any stage of time for Taylor, she's not someone I want to have power.
Good thing she isn't real.
Fucking thank God.
Say, yeah, she is generally speaking one of the worst choices that exists.
Hey guys, it is I, the Phoenix, celebrating my birthday today. The author's name is Spartle Phoenix. As I finally hit the age of 20 amidst the chaos of the pandemic, I decided
very new.
to publish a special story that randomly popped into my head. This, just like Up at Arms, is a plot bunny. Whether or not it becomes a verified story is dependent entirely on how much money I receive. Don't worry about my existing stories.
People like you.
What?
Multiplayer will receive an update.
On how much money I get.
Oh, dude, no, dude. There's fucking there's a Bleach, high school DxD fic. I remember reading, and it was okay. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't terrible. But it was a Bleach high school DxD fic where Ichigo got the gamer power, and he said the gamer word.
Damn, that's pretty gamer.
And
did saying it give him powers?
Yes, totally. No, he didn't say shit.
Dude, if I ever write a gamer story, I'm gonna
mandatory say the gamer word.
Yeah, he says the gamer and then he gets a fucking power up. It's like, you know, in Dragon Ball when Goku shouts he powers up.
Well, no, you say it should be that he says the gamer word and then
the game word
gets canceled. That's how you cancel the story whenever you're done writing it.
He says the gamer word and then you have to have his public opinion plummet by about 30% for a couple weeks and then have it slowly climb back up. That's what the real trick is.
Anyway.
Yeah, but you know, immediately it powers him up.
Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, so it was a pretty garbage story, to be honest. It was okay, but the reason why it was garbage was because the author had no grasp on pacing. Each chapter was around 3,000 words, which, you know, normally isn't an issue, because, you know, each scene should be around 3,000 to 4,000 words. You know. Except for the part where there was that one moment where it took him 12,000 words to get through a single room in the dungeon. Not because of the combat, but because he literally went through the loot he got in this treasure room and, like, had this fucking the games we play tier level of introspection upon each loot acquirement.
That's disgusting.
But why?
That's very unnecessary.
And then so like maybe 8 or so chapters later, the author's like, yeah guys, I'm gonna stop updating this story. It really just is a drain on my time. So I'll be starting up a Patreon, and if we hit the a certain dollar mark, goal mark on the Patreon, I'll start updating this story again more frequently.
Motherfucker,
Kinda cringe.
you spent 20 hours talking about whether or not you should use the +2 Masterwork Longsword or the +1 magic weapon. No one gives a shit. Don't write that.
No, it wasn't even that. It was like him trying to figure out how the inventory system worked and how stacking works, and if he could, like, because he only had so many inventory slots, he was like, oh, well, gold takes up an inventory slot, and this trunk takes up an inventory slot. Can I put things into the trunk and then put it into my inventory?
Yes, that's how bags have always worked.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was just like shit like that he was just doing, like, oh, well, if I melt it all down, does that make it into a different item that I can then put in my inventory in a different amount of stacks? It was just shit like that for 4 fucking chapters, and it's like, oh my god, I want to stab myself through the brain.
Well, especially because, like, the most annoying part about that is, one thing that people always fail to consider when bringing in, like, the gamer is the fact that you can easily generate personal wealth with that, and that's great, right? If you keep it to, say, dollars, right? But if you go around mass producing things like gold or diamonds or whatever, right?
Uh-oh.
There's a
Inflation
very
time.
small amount of gold in the entire world, right?
Yeah. Couple 100,000 tons, I think.
Yeah, like very, very, very small amounts of it. So if you just suddenly created a few extra tons,
Yeah, okay,
even
there's 190,000 metric tons has ever been mined of gold.
and bear in mind that's not all in circulation. That's just the amount that's ever been mined. There's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
a shitload of it sitting on the
So
bottom of the ocean,
about 3 pools with a bit space left over.
give or take. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you even just adding 20 pounds of gold would have a comparatively massive effect on the value of the gold.
Yeah. I mean, kinda. Yeah. Not like that big, but
No, not 20
I
pounds
said
big, but
comparatively
Yeah.
large.
the other thing you have to keep in
I mean,
mind.
compared to like $20, yeah, sure.
The other thing you have to keep in mind is the carrot of the gold, because the game is making it, and it's entirely possible you just get like 100% or 99.99%
Yeah.
purity gold,
Mm.
and that would you would get a focus from every single special forces in the world on you very quickly.
Yeah. There's only about 54,000 tons left, like in the earth.
Or so we estimate.
Yeah, that's the estimate. But like with current technology, there's a hard limit of about 244,000 tons of gold.
That's unfortunate, because gold's actually a really critical.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can hit asteroids. There's a ton of gold there.
Well, not just
Yeah, we have to
asteroids,
make it to those asteroids first, though.
Yeah, but like that's a couple decades off. And at like currently we mine out about 3,500 tons
Well,
of gold a
can-
year.
well, bear in mind,
Can
Sneaky,
you-
So
for
we
a
have
lot
10
of the
years.
stuff you're talking about, it's very it's a comparatively low amount of gold used, and
Yeah.
that, for the most part, all gets recycled.
I know, but
Yeah.
can you imagine though that it's like the distant future? It wasn't oil that caused the collapse of
Yeah.
civilization. No, we kept finding more. No, it wasn't power. It wasn't food. It wasn't any other resource. No! It was the loss of gold! And technology could not cope!
Yeah. I mean, I think we'd find other options.
Oh, yeah, we absolutely would. I mean, there's a bunch of other options that are out there that we can use in the place of gold, and they're either, like, less efficient or not as effective.
Yeah. But still usable.
Yeah. But
And we
anyway.
don't need that much to get space, so...
Don't worry about my existing stories. Multiplayer. It's a garbage worm multi-SI gamer story. Garbage.
That's
Terrible.
Sounds fucking awful.
Oh, it's
What the
fucking
fuck?
awful. We'll receive an update 3 days at the maximum. I already have a third of the next Event Horizon chapter. Wait, really? This guy writes Event Horizon. Huh. It's a Event Horizon, if this is the same one I'm thinking of, is a Ruby story. I wonder, Event Horizon. Oh, DXD multiplayer. Okay, so this is not.
Dear God.
Okay.
Fucking...
No, it's the same idea though, so it's garbage. Anyway, Fate
Yeah.
Event Horizon. Okay, never mind. It's not that. Not the guy. Still sounds cringe as fuck though. Listen to this. Izuku Midoriya had always been a quirkless boy with big dreams. After a small incident in his childhood caused him to become more proactive in working towards that goal, he ends up meeting Kaleidostic Emerald.
Bruh.
And the world will never be the same because he summoned a bunch of heroic spirits and now they're all running around. Wow, that sounds exactly like Lupine's absolutely garbage story.
Yeah.
Now you see, doing that is
Heroes
what
of
we in the business
spirit.
call a bad idea.
Anyway, let's actually get into this.
Like, for crying out loud, just the brief complaint about it.
Yeah, go.
Even a garbage tier hero with D in every stat could beat, I would confidently say, 99% of the heroes in My Hero.
No, decent amount of them, because D is times 100.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, right? Even if they have D in every stat, that's 100 times stronger than a real person. 100 times more durable, faster, more reaction. Blah 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 blah. Right? Most of the powers in My Hero seem to up things by maybe a factor of, well, I guess it's
Too
tricky,
much.
but I mean,
Well,
yes, a factor of too much, but
I would say, in terms of endurance, they are significantly more durable than the average human, but in terms of strength, pretty much super strength's actually fairly rare, and only All Might I would even bother putting on the servant chart. But even then, All Might's strength.
well, yeah, I was gonna say,
probably...
to be fair, All Might has been shown to literally punch clouds out of existence, wherever.
Both, pretty much.
Yeah,
It's not 100, it's times 10. Oh, I thought E was times 10.
yeah. The fuck is E? Because, like, you can't be a servant and be a normal person. That's not how it works.
However, servants also acquire mystery to harm, and quirks are based in biology, not mystery. That's also true. Very true. Thank you, Shadow, for showing up, though. I do appreciate we have a Fate loreologist here to artistically screech at every little bit of Fate that's about to be fucking got wrong.
Motherfucker.
But yeah, anyway, the point is, like...
Oh, D is 20, okay.
Oh, D is 20, okay.
Okay, so it goes up by 10 each, okay.
Okay, so we'd probably want to go to, like, C rank, right? Your average
C or
3-star
B,
hero.
I would say All Might would be C or B.
I really don't care, honestly.
Yeah, but honestly, at the end of the day, no, a lot of heroes couldn't hold up to the heroic spirits, just in general, period.
Obviously.
Also, really makes you think that fucking Emiya's got, like, was it D and C in pretty much every stat? Heroic Spirit Emiya.
Yeah.
And
Still wins.
still manages to fight people with, like, literally 10
he
to the
works
power
like
of
glass.
strength more than him.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
power
like,
of
oh,
plot armor,
damn.
baby.
Fuck.
That's the power of balls of steel.
Balls of steel.
He also has access to one of the best cheats in that universe.
Oh, that's true.
And plot armor.
In a
The guy with the
uh,
disintegrate
fighting
quirk.
style that works well.
What is it? It's a suicidal fighting style.
No,
on top
actually,
of-
the guy with the disintegrate quirk wouldn't work on servants at all because they're not made of physical matter; they're made of mana.
True.
Um,
Well, would it be prana or?
probably
It doesn't
wouldn't
matter.
work on that.
Well, I
Yeah.
would say, regardless of which, they are not a physical matter. I would say, I guess it's arguable that the body they fight with is physical matter, but even if he disintegrated that, or began disintegrating it, they could just go spirit form. Boop, boop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you have to consider the fact that endurance is in fact a stat, and quite a few of the heroes have absurdly high endurance. So that would probably
Emiya's is
translate to the
C.
ability to resist, being
Yeah.
disintegrated.
Yeah. That probably would.
So, anyway, let's get into it. Before we get into the story, bad choice of words, author. I want you to keep something in mind. The servants featured in the crossover, the kid knew if you couldn't figure it out, is a character that has not been expanded upon in terms of ability. Fate Strange Fake was an incredibly cryptic show about his powers worked, and Fate Grand Order really wasn't much help on that front either. So I had to take matters into my own hands and
What?
write
No,
my
that's not
own
true at fucking
AU.
all.
Hang
Fate
on.
Grand Order literally gives you all the statistics.
No, it doesn't give anything at all. Have to write my own AU.
Story.
Yeah.
This chapter was published July 26th of this year.
Yes.
What the fuck do you mean we know nothing about Enkidu now?
We don't know anything about him. Have to make my own AU.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
hate
this
this already.
reminds me.
Like,
This reminds me of fucking Cledwin.
Yeah. Fucking
He's literally just clay, so he can be whatever weapon he wants. He is his own weapon.
Yeah.
I don't know what more he needs explaining, and we see plenty of the personality in Grand Order.
Yeah, but
Not
Max,
Strange Fake
you
yet.
see,
That's
you
way
see,
down.
the author just wants to, make up something.
Yeah, the author just wants to make
make
up
their
something.
own character. Except, oh, it's Enkidu. Yes, that's how
And
this
it's
works.
not Enkidu, you fucking hack.
It's my Enkidu.
Ugh.
The author, probably.
Indeed. His powers in this story are basically what I think he should have from the source material. On that note, bolded, italics, underline. I have included a comprehensive list for those of you who did not understand the premise of this story.
It hurts.
As well as the situation in the Kid Taylor's powers. Please read the footnotes, even if you think you understood anything. Why?
Yeah.
Imagine imagine being so far up your own ass you have no confidence in your returning fans.
Imagine being so far up your own ass you don't think any of the people reading your story have reading comprehension, but then proceed to provide more reading materials to the people you don't think have reading comprehension.
Well, I mean, to be fair, on the topic of reading comprehension and fanfiction readers, yeah, there's not much overlap there, honestly.
You say Arn is not entirely wrong there. We've seen it time and again.
Time what again?
That
That
these people
fanfiction
can't read.
readers
I mean,
don't
hell, they
read.
liked mine and Max's story.
I don't see.
Exactly.
See, what I'm more baffled by is so he bolds, underlines, and italics this thing in the author's note to tell people to read the footnote to tell people about the story, right? But the people that he's making that author's note for don't read the author notes or footnotes.
Yeah, basically.
So So now that I have said that, let me sit down and tell you all a story. The story of how this story became a story. The answer is completely by chance. You see, I was reading a different story about Archer. Oh god, Archer. Oh, fucking...
No.
Right,
No.
no, I need fucking alcohol for this. Can't drink tea to
Do
this.
you have a problem with Archer Emiya, the best MC to ever exist?
Yes.
Oh,
I do.
dude, you don't even know what the fucking story is. Archer is this really garbage Fate Worm crossover where Alea sends Emiya into Taylor's head to save the world because reasons.
If we were in a world, first of all, the will of humanity would not fucking tolerate whatever the fuck Scion is.
No, wouldn't.
No,
Also,
that
Gaia
is-
wouldn't.
Scion is getting counterforced and typed just
Yeah.
immediately the moment he steps foot.
I would
on
actually like to
paper.
see a one-shot story, a Worm Fates Day Night one-shot story where fucking Aura just kicks the living shit out of Scion when he descends.
Scion shows up. It just an arrow appears from nowhere directly in his
Yeah.
head.
No,
I know.
Aura.
I know.
You know what I'm
Aura.
talking about, right? Aura.
Yes, I do. I was
Okay.
just making the joke of Counter Guardian Emiya.
Yeah, Emiya would not be sent. I'm sorry, but Emiya is not a anti-type.
No,
Counter-
That's a,
Force.
you know what? That's a very good point.
no, you're more like the Grand Servants would be sent for that, but not Emmy.
Oh yeah, that's like the fucking
The like Grand Assassin King Hassan comes out.
no, what's that fucking the really old song, The Best There Ever Was or whatever, what this is the Ultimate Showdown. That's what, there we go. The Ultimate Showdown. You know the scene where Chuck Norris gets the shit kicked out of him and they're listing like 30 plus characters showing up to do it?
Yeah.
That's this. Scion is Chuck Norris in this example. Where it's like all of the Grand Servants are summoned, all of the types show up, fucking, Zelrich is there, the Blue is there, literally fucking everybody at the top tier shows up. It's like, bitch, you fought!
You have come to the wrong planet.
I see
But
have
You
chosen
descended
death.
into the wrong neighborhood.
That is the
No,
best.
Hmm.
Pick literally any other planet, he'd have been fine.
Probably, yeah, but there's no life on the other planets, so...
But
And probably a lot of death on the other planets.
I would just say,
honestly.
I mean, you know what? I want two versions of the one shot. One version where the author, where he shows up, gets completely wiped out, and another version where he looks at the planet, sees the will of humanity and the will
Fuck
of Gaia, and goes,
No!
"No,
Nope.
I'm moving on."
this is out of calculations.
The fucking little spin cycle appears on his head. Computer 1980 noises play. Turns around, walks away.
Meanwhile, in the throne, Counter Guardian Emiya is sad. Well, actually, pretty much all the Counter Guardians who wouldn't get sent out. It would mostly be Hassan, wouldn't it, Max?
Okay. I
Grandpa
really
Hassan.
think King Hassan would be able to wipe most threats because his thing is, I just sever you from death. I remove your time. Like, he's the concept of death, and he can impose it upon things that shouldn't be able to die.
Oh, so it's like the Mystic Eyes of Death Perception chick. Got it.
Yeah, like that was the big thing. Spoiler for the second to last chapter of Fate Grand Order Part 1.
Who
He
cares?
came in because he needed to remove the concept of immortality from Tiamat.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, because he could just do that.
I
He
have
gave up his
murdered
grand to
so
do
many fucking
that.
people that I have become death itself.
Yeah, that's kind of his thing, to the point where
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not even dead. What do you mean? Well, whenever Hassan fucks up, I show up to get rid of them. Oh. Okay.
He literally lives in the Valley of the Dead.
I love stupid conceptual powers in fiction. Like, BlazBlue's got a great one in Hakumen where his sword literally severs time.
I'm
from
immortal,
before
you
him.
can't kill me! Hassan's
What?
eyes glow intensifies.
Well, I was gonna say,
God,
like,
it actually does do that.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, his eyes glow
Excellent.
and there's just a pillar of fire.
Fucking
just-
amazing. Excellent.
That's-
Thank you.
He has such great animations.
Thank you,
oh, his
Nasil.
animations are fantastic.
I got MP2 of that bastard, and I'm happy.
Well, that's like it was oh yeah, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, right? What is the MC's big thing? He got back up when he was supposed to die. Now he
Oh.
doesn't have to obey fate.
That was
He can
actually
still be
great.
killed by any jobber in existence,
Yeah.
but he can kill anyone else.
Yeah. Oh, that's
he-
fucking great.
What's your special power? I do not have plot armor, and therefore I cannot be affected by it.
Oh, that's
Interesting
fucking great. That's like Medaka boxes, the Devil's Luck. That was actually a great power. And I'm so happy they did it.
Which one was that?
The Devil's Luck was the power the main character got, where basically he enforced all bad luck and good luck to be neutral.
Oh, right. That was the thing that was just like, I can literally bring you down to my level.
Yeah, where basically, so, like, it was, oh, you know, I have such great luck, and, like, a bucket will fall, and it'll be a bucket full of money, and it'll just land right in front of me. Where someone else will have, you know, some power or some, you know, luck aura that'll, like, make them have terrible luck, and they'll, like, trip down the stairs, but they use that to, like, flip over someone and stab
So
them
we
or
need
whatever.
to get this man in the presence of the Lamenters, is what I'm
So,
hearing.
and so his power is literally like, yeah, so, yeah, you trip down the stairs, but, like, that's it. That's all that happens. You just fall down the stairs.
Good job, you fell down the stairs, dumbass.
Like, you can't turn that into anything else. Oh, yeah, the bucket fell, but there was nothing in the bucket.
Just a bucket.
It's
Yeah.
fucking great. I loved it.
Well, he also deserves to go into the annals as being like a normal-ass human who punched himself back into existing.
That was also pretty good. Him and Jack Racken.
Jack Racken, I'm tired of not being alive. I'm tired of this non-existence. I want to fight.
I'm tired of not existing. I'm gonna go punch myself back into existence.
That is not how that works.
Oh, God, anyway.
Proceed to make it work like
Jack
that.
Racken is the man who makes people final moves on the spot and names them if they want.
But the question is, can I use that final move?
I mean, yes, because
Probably not.
No, usually you can, isn't it?
No, because he does one and it's like, Neg, you can do this, right? It's like, I have no idea what you just did.
Oh,
Well, you
that's
do
fair.
this and this. No, I can't do that.
Just
It's like,
do this.
now, in theory, he can train you to use it,
Oh, yeah.
but he has a tendency of like, I made you a special move. Can I use it? Probably not. Then why did you make me it?
Because if you can someday use it, it'll be aces, mate.
Oh, good. Gray just linked a video for Hassan's attack animations.
Oh, God. What is
I
it?
did the
Sneaky, you should
perfect
actually
boy.
take a look. I
Yeah.
will give Fate Grand Order
It's the
this.
All right.
They have they've
Pillar
been doing
fire,
a lot of
yeah.
animation reworks for a lot of people.
Sword strike, yeah. Okay. Alright, here we go.
Oh, one of the best little phantasms too, just in terms of resolution.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Eyes glow. You die. Nani?
Oh,
You're already dead.
Hassan is in fact the man who invented teleports behind you.
Yeah.
That's
Not
pretty
my
good.
personal
I like
kiddo.
that, yeah.
So great.
But yeah, no,
But
I
Snakey-
did like Fate Mahler's take on that. That was actually really good as well. Which I mean
Yeah,
is to be expected from like writers like R.A. Salvatore contributing to that. So
Yeah. By the way, Sneaky, so Hassan is an assassin, so he does have presence concealment. The reason it's not EX is because the moment he decides someone is going to die, they hear the bells toll, so they know he's coming.
Kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
nah,
by the way-
you really can't run from him though.
Here's the problem.
True,
He is
true.
death, thus the bell tolls for you.
Fair enough.
Under proper circumstances, his MP is insta-kill, no matter what you are.
That's pretty epic. But what if you're immortal?
No,
It
he
don't
liter-
matter.
His entire job
Hmm.
is to make things that cannot die die. That is his purpose.
Wait. What about concepts?
Yes.
He has killed
He
concepts.
applies the concept of
No,
death
okay, so
to
he can just, like,
everything.
You can just kill like Gaia.
Yes.
In
Yeah,
theory,
they-
yeah. He himself
they-
is the concept of death, so yeah, he can fight concepts.
Done. I would tell him to kill communism.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I'll give him that. We'll move on, but I'll give him that. Anyway, so Archer, terrible fucking story. I hate it.
Yes.
Cringe.
Now, Sneaky,
Very cringe.
I have a hypothetical for you.
Yeah. Okay.
If let's pretend the guy who writes Fate is a huge Drizzt fan, which, to be fair, he might be.
Wait. Fate like Nasuverse?
Yes.
Okay.
So he decides to just on a whim ask Salvatore to write the next Fate. How would you feel about that? Right? Whatever
I feel,
the
no,
arc is.
my only issue is if Salvatore wrote the next Fate, it would require like 4 seasons, because the first season would be the entirety of like the middle half of the story, and then the second season would go back to the beginning, and then the third season would be the bridge between the second and the first season, and then the fourth season would actually get to the end.
I mean, you can't contest that.
Yeah.
Wait, don't get me wrong. I love Salvatore. He's an amazing writer. But the man has his foibles.
Including being butthurt that people made his build
Oh
into
god,
an
he
actual
was
thing.
so fucking butthurt about that.
Like, everybody was like, guys, we finally managed to make Drizzt a thing!
Oh,
And he was upset.
Yeah, so
Oh,
see, back
he
in
was
3E,
Massively upset.
which is when his books were originally written, the dual-wielding ranger was not a class. It was not a subclass, it was not a proficiency tree, there was nothing for it. It was literally a raw character, and he literally like built the character in 3E to see how he was supposed to write them, basically.
It was very impressive, if I'm being frank.
And like so,
Wait.
like you had to figure out what kind of feats and talents and what he had to trade out for in terms of flaws and a whole bunch of other shit to even get how he wanted this ranger with dual wielding proficiency to be built. And it was
How the fuck does that work?
huh?
Like dual wielding bows or like crossbows?
No.
Or...
No,
Scimitars.
dual wielding sabers.
Oh.
Oh, that's right, because Scimitars
Oh.
weren't a thing yet.
Yeah.
Wait, a ranger?
Yes. Yeah, in 3E, Rangers could not dual wield. And in 3.5, because of how successful both his books were and how successful the build itself was, they ended up actually putting 2-weapon fighting in as a path a Ranger could take in 3.5's update to 3E. And he was pissed about it.
Why?
Because he was like, basically he put in all this work, and now people are just going to be able to make, factory copies of his character.
Yeah, so I would say that's basically the best way to put it. Actually,
Kind of.
he spent what was it, 30 hours
Yeah.
munchkining the fuck out of this character, not to build some super OP broken character, but to build the character that he exactly wanted. And then the DMs, the guys who made the game were like, shit, that's a great idea. Adds it as a complete rule set with no munchkining required.
Yeah, basically.
Which I will say, that actually contributed to a lot of people's annoyance with people who were Drizzt fans, because they're like, yeah, this build there's no downsides to this build. It's just a really good build. And then it's like, well, no, the original build had a fucking shitload of
God,
downside.
it was like, if you knew 3E and the 3E rules and how he built the character, you could tell in the writing where he was expressing those things. Like, there was massive negatives to using 2-weapon sabers, especially 2-weapon longswords, as he was doing in 3E with the Ranger. And you could tell in the writing how he was expressing that too. And it was like, oh, I get it. But now because of the whole 2-weapon fighting being added in, and it's now actually feasible to do without lots of work being put into it. You also get lots of people that try and do it because they're like, oh, Drizzt, but then they don't have no fucking idea actually how to play the game. They're just like, oh, hey, I can copy how this character was built.
Interesting.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay, so we're going to get into some major AU aspects here, and it was not a slip of the hand. The author did not make a typo in the summary. The story where Taylor received Archer, who hijacked Queen Administrator with help from the Counterforce. It was then...
I'm sorry, Archer did fucking what now?
Yeah, that's why I hate the story. So Archer is sent to Earth-Bet by Alea, and he hijacks the entirety of Queen Administrator and takes it over with the help of the Counterforce.
That sounds like a good one-way ticket to getting Scion's attention.
Oh, it should have been, but it wasn't. Also, Taylor, the story's called Archer because she calls herself Archer.
Why would she call herself What?
I don't know.
But
And
why?
she doesn't even use the bow. She just literally just noble phantasms that shit. And she doesn't even use the bow. I don't know why she called herself Archer.
Listen.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Originally the story
of massively AU, but the actual Emiya would be like, don't call yourself that.
Yes, A, yes, and B. Originally, the author was having her name be Emiya. That was her hero name, Emiya.
Oh,
Dude,
And-
the actual Emiya would be like,
And
don't use
then
this
the
name.
audience complained so much on Space Battles that he held a polling contest to see what her name should be changed to.
And those...
This is a real Reddit moment.
And so they voted on Archer.
Well, the internet is stupid, we always knew.
Yes, pretty much. And if you go to any single quest on Space Battles, you'll see immediately that people should not be given the right to vote.
yeah, every time I've seen anything like, hey guys, vote on what to do, I'm like, why would you do that? This is the internet.
Yeah.
Never mind Space Battles, this is the internet.
And just like looking at the votes that are pouring in, especially on quests and Space Battles, it's like, okay, so you want the character to commit suicide by dabbing in a 69-420 position. Cool.
Yes.
Aren't you so original? Oh wow, it's got the majority of votes. Fantastic.
Who could have seen this coming?
Everyone.
Literally everyone. It was then that the idea occurred to me. Of course, my story goes in a completely different direction. So don't assume that I will do the same things as that story. I also had other ideas that I could not implement, such as time constraints. You couldn't implement time
What?
constraints?
What?
What the fuck?
Wait,
One
are
of
you
those things
crazy?
is the inclusion
Archie.
of Canary, which wouldn't have worked in Bedivere Taylor, since there was no actual way she could help her, especially because she doesn't know good lawyers and does not trust Brandish. That is why I decided to move that idea into this story, where Taylor will be a more flexible hero. Additionally, in this story, Taylor shall have a penis, because I want her to bang Canary. Now, don't flame me for this choice.
Weird flex, but okay.
Interesting.
Don't flame me to hell for this. First of all, Taylor is always paired with a girl, and I want less gay in my story. Second, since Taylor is a girl in my other story, I want to write Taylor that isn't a girl in this story. Because I want to be different. I'm not even kidding,
Wait.
that's what the author says.
Wait. Isn't Canary in like her late 20s?
Yes!
Ew.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And Taylor is most assuredly 16 at the start of
Oh,
the story.
yes. Too bad they're not in Georgia. I look forward to exploring the differences between boy and girl Taylor. Wording.
Hmm.
Well,
And
assuming
how
you're not
that has
changing everything
influenced
else,
them.
it's far less likely that male Taylor would be picked on than female Taylor.
I mean, that really depends. The thing is that guys will pick on guys pretty ruthlessly.
No, but assuming nothing else is being changed,
Yes.
he would never be friends with Emma,
Oh, yeah, no, not at all. 0%.
which
Thought.
so either you have to make Emma a guy, which would make various parts of the story much different.
Hmm.
I mean, it would drastically change how, like, just, like, not changing literally anything else in the story. The only thing that's different is that Taylor is a guy instead of a girl. Would drastically change the story. The friendship with Emma would either be non-existent or in a completely different light. You know,
Although it would actually make certain aspects of Emma's rage, like whatever that happens
Obsession?
with her, far more understandable.
Yes, but you know, how he interacts with Danny would be different.
Oh God.
How he acted post mom death would be different. How he interacts with the student body would be different. And I mean, unless he's specifically a major pussy, which
Gee, it's almost like boys and girls are different.
I mean, if so, it is said in canon that it is mentioned like once or twice at most, I think, that Taylor inherited her father's temper, and you know, people don't fuck with Danny in canon in general as the head of both the dock workers hiring union and the fact that he made it there as greedy as he is depicted as. So, you know, he's probably got a set of lungs and a punch on him still. A boy Taylor probably would inherit a bit of that, which would negate a decent share of the bullying they might receive, even if they were alone.
Even because here's the thing, right? Taylor was shown initially in the past to be willing to fight back, which, right? This is a dynamic of bullying that does not exist for guys, right? For the overwhelming majority of guys, if a guy has the balls to fight back, even if you stomp his shit in, to be like, at least you weren't a bitch.
More or less, yeah. That's mostly my experiences in high school, and there was quite a bit of fighting going on. So,
And because you're not a bitch, I'm gonna leave you alone. I still hate your guts.
Also, there is the key part where it's like, because they're willing to stand up and swing back, it's both less fun for the bully and you know, tends to get you guys in trouble more often. So it's just like, well, I'm gonna go pick on the nerd over there because he doesn't swing back. You know, Greg's just such an easy fucking target. You know,
Greg,
so.
I can punch Greg all day, and Greg just cries into his Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
So yeah,
you gotta
Taylor
kinda train.
explosive angering at people probably would reduce the
Fucker
bullying
deterred it.
significantly. Also, girls, I don't really remember girls picking on guys in my school. And then we were a public school too. It really just didn't happen.
Well, I would say part of that differences in the way generally that bullying occurs, because the bullying that Emma and company did not really get physical until significantly later.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say, Sophia, as much as the fandom likes to fucking hype it up of like Sophia like fucking rips Taylor out of the ground and like fucking pile drives her downstairs. Yeah, no, the violence only escalated later on.
Right, but anyway, my point being,
Girls picking on guys happened a decent amount. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't really happen. Period. I just didn't see it ever. Mostly because the guys were not, hesitant
Yeah.
to punch back.
yeah, but anyway, the point
Yeah.
being, they only reached that level of physical violence because minimal resistance was offered,
Yeah.
and so they felt more comfortable doing it. Right,
Yeah.
a guy would swing back as like priority 1.
Maybe 2.
Okay, priority 2. Point being, they probably wouldn't get to the point where they felt comfortable being physically violent with a guy. And to be frank, any guy that let girls get to the point of being comfortable enough to physically bullying him, you should probably just swing back, Gov.
Yeah, more or less. But no, I mean, like maybe like convincing the football team to kick the shit out of him, but like, I feel like that's such a fucking stereotypical like 90s stereotype that was perpetuated.
I would
Like,
say
the football team didn't kick the shit out of people. Like, that.
No, I don't know how it was for you guys, but like most football players I knew, pretty decent guys.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's like even in my school, and I'm. Fucking my school. Jesus Christ.
You essentially attended an inner city school, didn't you?
I was literally one step away from it, effectively, yeah.
Yeah.
but like all things considered, the football team never did anything. Really, none of the sports teams ever did anything to me.
Yeah,
because
no.
this is the thing that those
They would get thrown out.
I mean, A, they'd get thrown out, and B, right? Let's make some things clear. I went to a rinky tiny fucking school where if there was ever a place where the nerds would be forced to interact with the jocks, it would have been my school. You never came in contact with each other outside of a classroom. Like,
yeah, pretty much, yeah, no.
They wouldn't start bullying you because they don't know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Like, maybe you get made fun of that, and during gym class, and you get some fucking ribbing, both on the field and in the locker room from them. But
I mean, maybe in the 90s, but certainly not anymore because
oh
now
Christ, yeah.
nobody, right? None of the athletes. I was about to say none of the athletes go to gym class anymore because they're exempt from it.
Wait, what?
Since when?
Since doing a sport counted as a gym credit.
Since when?
Where?
Depends.
Maybe in your state.
I was gonna say the entirety of the state of Illinois.
Yeah, maybe
I
in your
thought that was
state.
normal.
No,
I thought you
fucking
went to
not at
private
all.
school.
No, dude, gym class was used in my school as a time period where we can concentrate a shitload of students not into classrooms. So that usually gym periods were used as teacher break times.
Down here we had the gym separated into 2 classes:
Yeah.
athletics, which was the athletes, and then physical education.
Oh, okay. No, we didn't do that.
Yeah, but they're still not exempt from that, though. They
No,
just
it's an
make it
actual
into
class.
their own area.
Yeah, that.
Last year only had 6 people in PE. That was fun.
Yeah,
I think
just
my gym
didn't
class
go.
was 60 students.
Yeah, no. So at my gym class was literally, you're not playing any sport whatsoever. We're gonna make you run laps.
Oh no! Oh, it was all fucking kickball and soccer.
Sounds about right.
Oh, that would have been far more enjoyable.
Also, sometimes we would play Kingpin or Dodgeball. Or we would play put the pin in the corner of the room and just do Dodgeball. Because it was illegal in New Jersey to play Dodgeball because people might get hurt. So instead, we played Knock the Pin Down, which is a game where you put a pin up and everyone throws balls at each other, and if you knock the pin down, you win. Except we didn't always have a pin to play with, so kind of we just played Knock the Pin Down without the pin.
As one does when one is an inventive child.
All right.
No, it's called the gym teachers were like, yeah, we're playing dodgeball, but we're not allowed to call it dodgeball.
You kids are
Legally,
building some
I cannot
character.
call this activity dodgeball.
Also, it really depended on what our current budget was, whether we got actual dodgeballs or we had to use volleyballs and soccer balls. And boy, did you learn to dodge quickly on those days.
Yeah, fucking
Oh.
bet. Jesus.
Hmm.
Having been a goalie for 2 seasons, yeah, you learn how to dodge real fucking quick.
Oh, God.
You're a goalie. Why are you dodging?
Because in my case, since I did not possess the ability to determine where the ball was, my brain went, move!
Easiest goalie in existence.
Hmm.
See, now everyone liked having me on their kickball team because I used to play defense for soccer for like a decade.
Also, I do suppose I should have been more specific. There were certain individuals that you dodged
Oh, yes.
shots from,
I-
and you
I-
did
I
not
was-
attempt to block them.
I was one of those individuals,
Oh.
I can proudly say.
Like, listen, my
Oh.
my propensity for dodging began the day that a girl who eventually went on to be a college soccer player. Her name was we'll call her James, so that no one will ever figure out who she really was. I successfully blocked a shot from her at
And
the
you
price of
regretted it?
tanking it to my goddamn ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
People very quickly found out when we played kickball and soccer that the one person you don't try and body block at the shot of is from me.
Well, here's the thing, right? All the other shots, it was fine. I could tank it just right. Chest, head, legs, arms, fine. Getting drilled
Well,
in the
yes,
nuts
it's
by
drilled
a
in the
future
nuts
college
is
player, I was
yes.
like, nope.
No, someone literally tried to jump in the air and kick a ball that I had kicked from a what's that the offsides where you kick from the next to the goal line in soccer.
Oh, the little quarter
It's-
domes.
Yeah.
It's been far too long.
Yeah, anyway, so where you kick off from there as a defense when, you know, someone fucks up over there.
Yeah.
Someone
Very
tried
rarely.
to jump in the air and like kick the ball back into the goal as like some sort of, you know, MLG pro move. The ball hit their foot and they did a full fucking 360 rotation in the air.
And I was gonna say, as the Fate series is a fan of pointing out to people, jumping in the air is the worst possible attack move because now you are gravity. It does not matter what your
You are
strength rating is.
gravity's bitch.
It does not matter how agile you are. If you are physically in the air, you belong solely to gravity and the laws of momentum.
But yeah,
You're going down.
fucking just 360 face plant right in the ground. Yeah, I got soccer banned at my summer camp.
It figures.
Power move.
They were just like, "Look, Sneaky, you can't play soccer anymore."
I would say by the way, my story ends with them helping me walk off the field, my voice about 4 registers up.
That does what's what happens when you do that.
That's the end of the acting line.
So anyway,
Yes, it is.
Also, why did I choose a Kidnu as the servant? Despite being such a beloved servant, there is literally no stories that feature Kidnu's powers being given to someone else.
That's because his powers are busted.
No.
That's
Moron.
because his powers are
Really?
inherent to his existence.
Oh my god. The only show we have with that precedent is the Prisma series, and they went for
First of all, we
literally-
don't talk about Prisma Ilia.
That is a show that existed.
Yeah, we
We
should not.
we don't talk
We don't-
about.
we don't talk about season 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't talk about CP Bait the show.
Ugh.
That
Mm.
was
Mm.
that was uncomfortable, to be honest.
I was
Yeah.
uncomfortable when somebody showed me the fucking stills.
The sounds make it worse.
I'm aware. I'm
Ugh.
just saying. I saw the stills and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Anyway, in
Well, my
fact,
favorite thing is people are like, why didn't season 2 get dubbed? Take a wild fucking guess.
yeah. In fact,
Fucking-
kid news-centric stories are incredibly rare as well. That's because he's not really that interesting of a character.
I would say,
I think personally that this problem might be because of how vague the mechanisms of his powers are. No, not really. It's literally just no.
no, there are tons of heroes who have incredibly vague powers.
It's literally just comes down to the fact that a kid new is a very flat personality.
He's a flat personality and he doesn't have tits. Mordred
Yeah.
gets more stories, I bet, because at least
More or less.
Mordred.
Yeah.
Just a small interruption, guys. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is currently free on Steam. If you want that for some reason.
Thank you for informing us.
I would say, I don't
no.
particularly want it, but
Not
it's always good to
particularly.
know about free things.
Free is free. The best kind of price.
I think personally, blah 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 blah. I decided to go with it anyway because it's unique.
Guys,
Oh,
you want to know
being
who else?
unique
You
is
want to
the
know who was
best.
unique? The Unabomber was unique. Unique is not always good.
Well, I mean, the industrial revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Something
I
like
need
that.
more alcohol to handle this. Fucking.
Yeah.
Oh well, there goes my bullet. Fuck.
Well, that's a shame. How are you
That
gonna
is a
commit
shame.
suicide now?
Without further ado, I have rambled enough, so let us get on with the story. Thank you, author. I couldn't have said it better myself.
I can.
Mud
Alt F4.
1.1. It heard a voice. A voice that was strange. A voice that was inhumane.
Oh.
A voice that was not maternal. A voice that was not paternal. A voice that was completely unknown to it.
It's kind of cringe.
A voice that was speaking its name. Even if it was not supposed to have a name. Because it lacked a sense of self, a concept of identity. It heard the name being uttered in reference to itself. Once
And
again,
just how
it heard
did it
the voice.
determine that?
Oh, because Gilgamesh gave it a name.
Ah, that's right.
Voice telling it to rise. And rise it did. From the mud that descended onto the earth, it awoke in the wilderness. Its eyelids opened in response to the voice that had called out to it. Its body slithered forward, its eyes roaming around the greenery surrounding it, memorizing it, absorbing its attention. Then it looked upwards towards the sky, towards the heavens themselves. Even if the kingdom couldn't be seen from where it was, its blank, hollow eyes were still able to perceive the gods that resided within its creators. And then it let out a sound. A sound that wasn't male. A sound that was not female. A sound that did not come from a child. A sound that did not come from an elderly being. The sound it let out, just like the voice that had called to it. Inhumane and indecipherable. The sound of a monster. Then there was darkness. Silence. Nothingness. The earth. The sweet smell of soil. The beautiful trees surrounding it. Loud cleric beast noises. Thank you, Ricky.
Yes.
The soft grass beneath its feet. The pretty blue sky that stretched overhead to the neck to the bright sun which radiated light.
As opposed
The loud
to
waterfalls.
radiating darkness?
Yes. The loud waterfalls that roared like thunder and lightning. The river that sang a beautiful melody. It had no intellect, no knowledge, and was unable to think, to feel, to understand, but it still observed everything. And then it heard a voice once more. This time, this voice was different. This time, the voice was clear. The alluring voice guiding it through the forests of the land it had been born in. The lovely voice led it to a woman of incomprehensible beauty which transcended even gender. Her name was Shamhat, and she was all it knew. Also, I just want to point out that in the original mythos of Echidnu and Gilgamesh, that Echidnu was pretty much just like this really awesome, chill mountain man, basically, who was very simple in his life, and he was utterly fucking ruined by Samhat.
The divine harlot.
Wasn't he
Woman.
wasn't he just a mud doll? It's just a clay doll.
He's a clay doll.
How he was
That's it.
depicted. Well, yes, but in
Fuckery is
the Epic
eternal.
of Gilgamesh, he was depicted as this like very large male that was very simple in thought and action. Like he was cold, so he would go into a cave. He was hungry, so he would kill a deer. And that's it. You know, like wasn't very,
Bare
forward
basics.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he ended up encountering Gilgamesh one day. They ended up fighting, and Gilgamesh saw a kind of kinship with Echidnu, and they ended up becoming greater friends. Hunting down large creatures together and etc. And eventually, Echidnu encounters Samhat, and basically sucks the life out of him effectively. In that all the simple things that he once knew were not enough anymore, and all enjoyment in life was not enough, and basically just ruined Echidnu as a person, effectively.
Okay.
He went from being the guy who lived in the moment to the guy who realized the moment is shit.
Basically, begone, thought! Because it was the
Indeed.
thought that brought low man.
Yeah. A tale as old as time.
Literally.
Yeah. Exactly.
Literally, one of our oldest tales is about a lusty woman ruining a man.
I would say also it says a lot about your culture when you've got someone named the Divine Harlot.
Yeah. It can be like that sometimes. And you know how women be.
Like, at least the Greeks were like, no, this is the god of just love. And maybe the occasional banging.
Yeah.
I mean,
they
hey
didn't fuck
man,
around in
extreme
Sumeria.
environments breed extreme people.
Hmm.
But, anyway. No, I wholeheartedly recommend you guys watch Sargon of Akkad's Epic of Gilgamesh reading.
I
I-
did. I just don't remember it.
It was really good.
I would say
Yeah.
I really like Sargon of Akkad when he bothers to do like real content that isn't just.
Oh yeah, no,
"Rawr."
it was his long form, like hour and a half long content, sort of like.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
when he bothers to do something that's not just let's laugh at it, like this is dumb, this is dumb, this is dumb, right?
Oh, he hasn't done that in a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at his channel in a long time because I got bored as fuck.
Yeah, no, I ended up unfollowing a lot of people, like Bearing, I think it was. I ended up unfollowing
Yeah.
a lot of people that were just like, look at this dumb thing. It's like, okay, well, yeah, I figured this was dumb. So are you gonna say anything like unique about it? No,
It's
no,
dumb.
okay. Like, at least, like, you know, people like Sargon and Armored Skeptic, like, actually sit down and are like, alright, well, time to become philosophers. And, like, read shit tons of books. To be like, alright, now I can explain to you all why this is morally...
This is stupid. Allow me to break it down.
Basically. Aphrodite's a thought. Yeah, she is.
No one here is
Yep.
gonna question that.
Thought goddess.
Objective scientific fact.
Anyway, so back to this garbage purple prose. No,
Can we
no,
just not?
Ishtar is the thought.
The
Yeah.
divine thought.
Divine
No,
thought.
no, there's nothing divine about her. They make that abundantly clear.
The origin of all thoughts. Definitely Ishtar.
True.
Anyway.
I mean, I feel like Abraham's kid should be in there somewhere. Abraham's daughters, because you know
okay,
they were
yeah,
like,
but
let's
like,
get dad drunk and then get pregnant from him.
yeah, but like Uruk
yeah.
was around long before Abraham was even a sperm. So
I mean, depends on.
I would say,
How you
depending on the
interpret,
interpretation,
Old
he was
Testament.
actually there for Uruk.
Yeah.
was he?
Yes,
It's all ancient.
he
shit,
came
we don't
from
know.
the land of Ur.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah,
he may not have been in Uruk, but he was from that time at least.
that's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that. All right, fair
Yeah.
enough. So his daughters are thoughts, and they just learn from the best, the divine
Yes.
thought.
The divine thought. Yeah, exactly. The thought of the gods.
Aphrodite is the worst god in Olympus. The amount of shit she started. Unfortunately, Aphrodite is also one of the strongest gods on Olympus.
Because the Greeks
Yeah,
really
imagine
liked
that.
their casual banging.
Well, no, it's because in the power hierarchy, both because Aphrodite was the goddess of love, and pretty much every of love and from her descended passion. So the only way for a god to derive passion from being her descendant was if passion was part of her, you know, purview before that.
Hmm.
So basically, she was the goddess of all love, not just like sexual love, like all love. Period. So basically,
Yeah.
motivation in general. She
I
was
would
the
say, to
goddess
be
of.
fair, I would say to be fair to what's his face? Riordan? Yeah.
Hmm.
He did a very good job of pointing out that like she's like, look, yes, sex was 100% her jam, but also like just
Passions.
paternal love.
Yeah.
And sibling love that wasn't, you know,
Sexual. Yeah.
Pornhub.
But I mean, also she was the she was born of the Oranos's junk being cut off by Kronos. She is literally so depending on what lore you're getting it from, basically, the scythe that cut off the sky's dick and balls, it fell into the ocean, and then a bunch of white foam poured up from the depths of the ocean and coalesced into a goddess of love.
Greeks were weird.
But that's what makes her very, very fucking powerful as well, is because she's technically a direct descendant of the sky, which is pretty much really high up there in terms of
Greek power scaling.
Greek power scaling, yeah. Technically, she's a Titan. But yeah, she's technically a Titan of love, not a goddess of love. But Hestia, I believe it goes in terms of like the current pantheon, not including all the people locked away or dead. It's like Hestia is stronger than Zeus. Aphrodite is either, depending on which myth you're reading from, either stronger than Zeus or just under Zeus in terms of power.
Hestia, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Hestia's fucking strong. Hearth, home, family, and the first Olympian. Yeah, she's fucking strong in Greek myth.
Isn't she also one of the few gods that did literally nothing wrong?
Oh yes, literally hashtag Hestia did literally nothing wrong, yes.
Like up there
She
with
tends
Hephaestus,
to the
who
earth.
just chilled and made weapons.
No, I mean, Hephaestus did occasionally cause some problems.
Yeah, he did.
He just didn't mean to cause them.
But no, literally Hestia gave up her position of hierarchical social power amongst the gods and gave it to Dionysus because she wanted to avoid conflict in her family.
Wow.
Oh god, guys.
Okay.
Trump said the fuck in an interview.
Nice. I approve.
Twitter
Could
literally
not
seething.
possibly give less of a fuck.
Yeah.
Technically Aphrodite could
literally
either be considered
seething.
first god like Zeus or Titan, yeah. But yeah. The Greeks were fucking weird, man. Also, yeah, Hades did in fact name his dog Spot. Fucking Greeks, man. Oh, yeah. Greeks also came up with Greek fire, and Greek fire was basically like napalm on steroids. And have we even figured out how to make that shit again yet?
I was gonna say, as far as I know, no. Just like Roman concrete, we're like, we think this might be it, but we really can't be sure.
Yeah.
Although Max may have accidentally invented Roman concrete.
Oh, wouldn't Max?
It was structurally unsound.
Ah, unfortunate.
The biggest of rippus.
Yeah, so, as it turns out, if you let Roundup just leak onto concrete and sit there for a few days, it forces the concrete to expand. And then it eventually dries out and becomes really brittle. It
Interesting.
was really fucking weird.
Well, now that I know that I can undermine the structural integrity of buildings and other structures with just a can of Roundup, that's very comforting.
I mean, it took quite a bit of Roundup to sabotage even a small amount of concrete.
It took like 2 to 3 weeks.
Well, to be fair, we don't know what the rate of drip was.
You know, see, that's perfect though, because no one will ever guess that it's you. Like, they'll look at the past couple days of like, who could have possibly sabotaged this, and it's like nothing. No one ever
It was
sabotaged
the gardener. We don't have a gardener. Oh.
it. You would have to go back.
Then who's the
literally
guy
a
spraying
month.
Roundup in all the bushes?
Oh wow! I just realized that is a fatal flaw right there, because literally just dressing up in some sort of overalls gardener's uniform and spraying Roundup around bushes and flowers and shit.
Oh, no, Sneaky. I mean, it has to sit there for a while in a large quantity. Like, half
okay.
of this container was gone.
Oh, okay.
Kind of quantity.
That's
So,
unfortunate.
could you do it? In theory, yes, but it also is going to depend on, is there a top coat of some sort on this concrete?
That's fair,
Is it
yeah.
mixed in a specific way? I'm not spending the time to figure that out.
Alas,
I couldn't
my
even
dreams
be
are
asked to
dashed.
call the. I couldn't even be asked to just call or the Roundup company's like, hey, Your shit eats concrete. Please fix.
Please fix. Can you guys patch the concrete? Can we get an
Now, you say-
update to the concrete update? Roman concrete unlocked. Tech tree expanded.
Just every world leader has a tech tree. It's just somewhere in the Oval Office. Trump just sees Roman concrete
That's
unlocked.
the real truth. The second you become president, you you get the tech tree pop up.
Just turn it into civilization.
Oh my god. That's I can imagine.
That's
you
that's
just
the
call me
real
up.
secret. It's not aliens. You know, it's not aliens. It's not some sort of Illuminati. The real secret that every president is let in on is that you have access to a live tech tree.
Fucking Sneaky, you somehow wind up as president, and I just get a call from like Max. Max, I can unlock Roman concrete. Help! What do I do? What do you mean unlock?
It needs 60 ancient tech points. Max, what are ancient tech points? How do I get those?
It says here that there's some tree with. I can't read this, but I think it's Cthulhu summoning. It does say dangerous.
It's
Oh,
got this
good, I'm
purple
glad.
glow and taboo label on it. I think I'm going for it. It might get me the ancient tech points I need.
I'm going for it, Sneaky Doe.
You have to find them in
Fucking-
ruins.
Oh,
They have a 1 in
okay.
20 spawn rate.
Okay, Sneaky, as it turns out, there's a conversion system as well.
No.
You gain 10 Eldritch points, and those are worth like 60 ancient points apiece.
Oh, yes, of course. Welcome to the
Nice.
Dawn of War tutorial.
Get the fuck out, Ricky.
Oh no. Oh no.
Actually, every city is in reality just a ever expanding upgrade system to the requisition points on the map.
Sneaky, you get made president. Sir, the enemy has commenced a steel raid. What?
Oh Christ!
By the way, I love how unfucking original they made Gulliman, whatever.
Guliman,
Gully
Early
man.
man, as some call him.
girl man.
Regardless
Yeah.
of
Papa
what you
Smurf.
call him, what's it called when we thunder down with a bunch of drop pods? Steel rain. Could we get something a little cooler for that? No. What about the Marines who use jump packs? They are assault Marines, for they assault the enemy lines.
They assault the Marines.
What about
Okay.
anything cooler?
No. To be fair, though, I was reading a Warhammer story recently, and they're like the intercessors and the aggressors, and I'm like, I don't know what these words mean.
Kinda cringe, bro.
What
New
the fuck is
Primaris
an intercessor
suck.
marine? I have no idea what these are. Can't you just say the
But
marines
that's the
with
thing.
swords?
I will say this. Goldman didn't name those ones. That was Belsarius' call.
I know.
Also
I know.
known as, oops, we've written ourselves into a corner, guys.
Yeah. Anyway, so,
Also may or may not be dabbling in the Men of Iron.
so the fucking prose continues and continues and continues.
And by the way, I know we're getting
and
super off track, but
continues.
this is all just bullshit purple prose. You're not
Yeah,
missing
I
anything,
know.
guys.
It's just a lot of fucking purple prose. Violet eyes opened in surprise as their owner sat up in shock before falling over as said owner realized that his action wasn't meant for the shape his body was currently in. The purple-eyed sloth. God. Fucking kill me. I need more alcohol.
Same.
Oh, fuck. Ah.
Ah.
It is a secondary characteristic of disinfectant. Cheers, I'll drink to that. I can drink to that!
Oh, drink to dad.
Do you ever wonder if like a dwarf gets so drunk in a bar, someone will say something and he'll be like, "I can drink to that," and another dwarf will hear that and he'll be like, "I can drink to that too," but the first dwarf hears him saying that and it's like, "Oh man, did I miss something? I'll drink to that."
It
The
just
drunk
starts
chain.
a chain.
It just starts a back and forth chain of drunk dwarves thinking they missed something that they could have drunk to, so they shout that they can drink to it, and then other dwarves hear them and they're like, "Oh wait a second, did we miss something that we could drink to?" And so they start drinking. Is that how
I'm
dwarf
sorry,
bar
I just
nights
imagine
end?
the dwarven
Yes.
medical wards, like sympathetic binge drinking or something.
Sympathetic binge drinking.
I mean, I think dwarves would have separate alcoholic wards.
Drunks don't
Just for, like,
actually get drunk,
sleeping
they
off
just pretend to be drunk to make humans feel better. Apparently drunks are a separate species.
Yeah, sneaky.
Congratulations,
sorry, but
Sneaky. We found out your origins.
I
You have been
didn't want you
demoted to
guys to find
subhuman.
out like this.
Sneaky is not in fact a real human. He is in fact a homunculus designed to imbibe
I'm
alcohol.
a drink humpulus?
It's a fucking drink comfort.
What? I am a beer elemental.
Alcoholic elemental is what you get when you fucking
Elemental.
fuse water elemental and fire elemental.
Oh god, I meant to say dwarves. Fuck.
I summoned it. I cast summon water elemental. There's no water around. There is a 17-gallon bucket of barrel of booze behind me.
I'm about to concentrate
Yes,
this
that's
booze.
technically a liquid.
I'm about to concentrate this booze beyond all legal limits. Summon water elemental.
Perfect.
Literally drag all the liquid out of the booze, except for the alcohol.
Fucking. Oh god. And then you fucking.
The real reason
alcohol.
Tobrima figured
Powdered
out how to
alcohol.
do that, that water thing.
Genius.
It's
I mean,
his homemade
but
Senju
what
moonshine.
What would raw alcohol look like? That's the real question, right? Like, what does that leave behind?
Okay, so basically, raw alcohol looks like a super clear liquid that rapidly evaporates.
Yeah, basically. It looks like water, except it evaporates a lot faster.
I feel if anyone's ever used medicinal alcohol or rubbing alcohol, you should know this.
Yeah.
I would say
I
never
I
actually had
believe it's
cause
called-
to use medicinal alcohol.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Well,
believe it's
Doesn't
called
rubbing
ether?
alcohol have?
Oh, no, ether
Ethanol.
alcohol. That's what it's called. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a
Rubbing
very
alcohol has other things added to it, though.
pure alcohol content
Yeah.
that is used as a fire starter and antiseptic.
Well,
Oh,
yes, I
Sneaky,
knew that.
Speaking of alcohol, are you gonna get your hand on some of that Polish spiritus?
It's actually very interesting. Vermont does not accept alcohol delivery,
Shame.
but New Jersey does.
Mm. Wait, how long until you move?
A couple weeks. But
Mm.
as well, I'll talk to my uncle about this, of course. But he does
yeah.
have a colossal collection of spirits and
Nice.
whiskeys and rums
Oh.
and bourbons.
Of course he does.
I mean, like, the size of my computer desk is his alcohol shelf, filled to the brim with alcohol.
Nice.
He literally has a 5-liter, like, jug of vodka.
Hmm.
He doesn't drink anymore, though. Like, he really does not drink that much anymore, so that's why I'm like, maybe I could help finish that off for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, meanwhile, unlike
Alternatively-
Ricky, right?
Alternatively,
Unlike
depending-
Ricky, I don't require alcohol to function. It just really helps.
Yeah. Also, could probably turn some of that around for a pretty penny, depending on brand and year.
Oh, he certainly could. There's some very nice
there's
whiskeys in there.
there was a kid. Every year his dad gave him a bottle of, I think it was malt liquor. Like not like the cheap stuff, but not like the super expensive
like-
stuff. And he did that every year
Wait,
until the kid turned 18.
are we talking like double malt, single malt?
I do not recall off the top of my head.
'Cause
But the
I was
kid-
gonna say it's very important because the price difference between a single malt, a double
Yes.
malt, and a
I am aware.
mixed malt.
I do not recall off the top of my head, and so I'm not going to say something and be wrong.
That's fair. Go ahead. Yeah.
Anyway, I know that it was enough of the good stuff that the kid was able to sell the collection to fund most of his college.
Wow.
Oh, that's got to be single barrel, single malt then.
Yeah.
That's definitely got to be a single malt, single barrel sort of shit from old barrels. If every year, so 18 years, one bottle, most of college. So say
Goddamn.
college, even like a general. Like, do you know if he went to a community college or something, or?
The article didn't say.
Okay, I'm going to be generous and say he went to a community college. So that's maybe about 4,000 per semester. So that's gonna be 8,000 times 4, 32, 18 years of that. That is some finely aged fucking malt. Jesus Christ.
Sure is.
It's like 500 a bottle, which, don't get me wrong, is a thing. $500 to $1,000, that is a thing. Depending on the malt, depending on the barrel, where it was, the kind of name brand behind it. Like, I do remember that PewDiePie was actually doing a whiskey review. That was a good one.
Of course it was.
Where
Yeah.
he did everything from like $20 whiskey that he bought at the store to a bottle that he had to special order that was like $1,500.
Damn.
I mean, hey, when you have fuck you levels of money, that was just like fucking sure, let's
Yeah.
do it.
I mean,
Well,
he
you
can
say,
afford to do
this
that.
is another thing
Like-
that I think a lot of people don't, right? Buy alcohol for what you're looking to do.
Oh
If
yeah,
you're
absolutely.
looking
Yeah.
to get drunk,
Just fucking buy some
buy
Everclear.
the $40 bottle of vodka.
Yeah, buy some fucking Everclear and call it a day. But yeah, no, if you're looking to enjoy the alcohol as you're drinking it, it really depends on your taste then from there on out. Because like you can mix
Very much
vodka
so.
with like, lemons, limes, orange juice and etc. to make a
Fucking
nicely
anything.
balanced drink. But for like it doesn't really work with whiskey and bourbon. Like yeah, orange juice, they're called sours. Orange juice works pretty well with a good.
For a moment, I thought you said
bourbon.
orange juice. I was like, what?
Arn, you are
Oh,
an
yes,
incredibly
orange juice,
rare
yeah.
Norwegian. We're going to melt
the
you down.
the
into
rarest
juice.
of fruit-based resources, orange juice.
It,
I mean,
it can only occur once every 100 years from a Norwegian.
Yeah, you gotta
Probably be
squeeze
close
it
to a
out in a
vegetable juice,
special
honestly.
manner.
And it's a
Wait.
lot of work, It's a lot of work to juice.
Wait, a
if you-
special manner. I don't like where this
Yeah,
is going.
first you gotta inject them with just the right amount of alcohol content to get their alcohol blood level perfectly balanced.
Nice. Get out all the blood in the alcohol veins.
Yeah, gotta get all the blood out of the alcohol veins.
And of course, if you use the cheap alcohol, well, then you've ruined the product and
Yeah,
missed the
yeah,
point
yeah, yeah.
entirely.
You have to finally stuff
Exactly.
them with enough orange juice to really seep into their skin.
Oh god, I'm becoming Trump. Oh no.
It's actually
was
pretty
build a
funny
Great Wall.
because flamingos are white and they're prone to color absorption from their food.
Tanning. Oh wait, no, yeah, it's shrimp. They eat more
Yeah, and
shrimp.
because they eat a lot of shrimp, they turn pink. But they
Yeah.
did some other studies where they like dyed the water they drank and they turned flamingos different colors, and it was pretty fun.
Oh my god.
Damn.
That's
Hmm.
fucking humans.
Hey! Why is that flamingo white? Oh wow, it turned pink. Oh, it eats lots of shrimp. Hey, eating shrimp turns you pink. But what if we added food dye to their water supply?
Wait, so
Fucking
there's a
humans.
chance can make a fucking American flag flamingo.
No, it's impossible.
Oh, damn.
The
They're-
thing
Just
is
single color?
because of how porous their feathers are and how their feathers
No,
generate and
yeah.
all that fun
Yeah.
stuff. Makes flamingos very vulnerable. Because if you do eat like shit tons of carrots or beets, you will turn more red or orange. But like it's like infinitesimal amounts.
Yeah.
But flamingos are very more vulnerable and prone to it. I don't
Fair
know
enough.
why, but they just are.
Biology.
Yeah, biology's weird. You know, some shit's just like nature was just like, this really isn't a concern for
Fuck
us, so this just happened and we're not gonna fix it.
This
It's
isn't
not.
our
It's
problem.
not hurting us, so I'm not fixing it.
It's
More or
like
less, yeah.
it's like if part of your driveway collapsed, but it's not really the part you ever drive on, so you're just like, do I really have to fix that? That's how nature
Nah,
approaches
nah.
evolution.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, we don't actually use this, so do we really need to fix it? Is it
Like,
actually a problem?
Australia is apparently. been
Is it
tracking
just
medical
actually a feature in disguise?
It's a feature.
Apparently, Australia's been tracking the medical history of the kids there for years, and they're like, yeah, like 25% less children are getting born with wisdom teeth.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm not surprised at all.
I mean, I'm not
how they
surprised
go
either.
for
It's just interesting that like, oh yeah, kids are getting born without this because they don't fucking need it.
Yeah, no, not only that. Also, it's because of the genetics involved, and it's a bunch of weird, wild, crazy stuff. Where usually it can be traced back to like one person who is just very successful in having sex.
Yeah.
Give it up for Genghis Khan, the spreader of genes.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Rape man extraordinaire.
Oh God.
He learned by watching his horse.
Anyway, so unfortunately, we exit the purple prose of this story to get into the actual plot of this story, only for it to be
Oh.
more purple prose.
Wait. Have we gone 1 hour and 40 minutes and we're not even like a fourth into the story?
Well, see, no,
That
the
is
problem,
correct.
yes, but see, the problem is that this story has absolutely no value in terms of a story because it's
True,
just purple
true.
prose. You could condense this first. Let's keep scrolling. Right. So this whole prologue here could be condensed.
Yeah.
You don't need to make everything a new paragraph. I mean, sort of you do because of how you paste it, but
Yeah, but
Not only
you
was
don't
it
need to make it this fucking cringy.
yeah,
honestly.
like that too. It also really wasn't necessary. Everyone sort of knows a kid knew, and if they don't know a kid knew, they're just gonna look it up. And if they don't look it up, that's their fault. That's not that the onus
Yeah.
is not on you, the author, to make sure that the audience of a fan fiction work knows the fandom they're reading.
Yeah. Well, I mean, since he's making Enkidu into basically an OC, then
I mean, yes, he's making it
guess,
into an
but-
OC, but literally
still.
nothing changed here. Like, this is the canon
yeah.
Fate
I'm aware.
version of a Kidnu. Like, nothing changed, and there was no major shift here.
Yeah.
There was
Basically.
honestly no point in this whole prologue besides being purple prosy. And again, you really don't want to lose your audience. It's why I don't recommend doing a massive fucking author's note like this guy did either at the start.
True.
Because the first chapter is your audience's first dip into the story, and if they have to read a what is this? A several hundred word author's note about how fuck you guys. You gotta read the author's note, and if you don't read the author's note, you won't understand this story. It's like
It's like, bruh.
big
you-
bro.
I would say, if you can't explain your story to me in your, first chapter, why the fuck am I reading this?
Yeah, exactly. Not only that, it's also the summary. The summary is very important. The summary is very, very important, especially when it comes to fan fiction. Because in the summary of the fan fiction, you're supposed to say, like, hey guys, this is how my story is different from everyone else's. Except every single fucking fan fiction we come across, it's just like, hey guys, oh, but what if the hero was the hero of the story? And what if they encountered a villain they couldn't defeat by punching in the face? So, I don't know, maybe they'll come up with a solution that isn't punch them in the face.
Punch harder.
Yeah, but literally, it's just like
Punch harder.
that's like 90% of like
Ultra violence.
It's a valid solution.
The solution, if violence doesn't work, ultra violence. If that doesn't work,
the violence must
turbo violence.
escalate. Terminal violence.
the violence has escalated.
I have
We must go
equipped
further.
violence +1. Be afraid.
Violence, new game plus
Violence
edition.
+1. Max, you have to fit that into a quest name for your story now.
Oh
Max,
I have
whatever
ideas where that could happen, but it's gonna be really late game.
Max, whatever fate story you're writing,
As long as it ends up in there.
the noble phantasm violence +1.
Oh boy, the fucking 95 is finally hitting me. Jesus Christ. Alright, time to start the vodka.
Amazing.
Come here, vodka. Yeah. Woo boy, Polish vodka. Poles sure do know how to make vodka. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
folks. The Poles know how to make vodka.
They
Yes.
sure do.
I work at a company with a very high number of Polish immigrants. You bet they know how to make vodka.
Yeah,
Can't
no-
even tell
no,
the
that's
difference between a
been
drunk Pole and a
leaked.
non-drunk Pole.
There is no difference because non-drunk Poles don't exist. Like,
I'm so
genuinely,
glad
they
I
don't.
wasn't drinking while you said that.
You should be.
I am now.
Return to Poland, become Polish,
God damn, that's smooth.
exist on pure alcohol.
there is no water, only grain.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway, so yeah, it's a bunch of fucking purple pros, okay?
Honestly, who cares?
And apparently he's got the fucking trap syndrome. He's got a
Oh, God.
handsome face with an unearthly complexion, complementing his lustrous skin with his velvety violet hair.
Gay.
Gay!
That's pretty good.
Despite what everyone assumed, he wasn't a girl.
Gay.
Femboys should be purged.
There's only one solution to the femboy problem. Death.
Exactly.
Now here's the question, Sneaky. Would they count as mutants in 40k?
Yes.
Well, considering that there was that one Inquisitor who was considered too lucky to be human. Yes.
I'm sorry, which Inquisitor was that?
I don't, dude. I have drunk at least 6 shots of 45%. My
Yeah,
memory is not
Return
effective
to
right
alcohol.
now. I hate to break it to you, but I actually, I'm gonna be honest here. I wouldn't even remember their name if I was sober.
Like, I would say, the only Inquisitor I know of where was too blank for the Inquisition was, oh, god damn it. dude who burned like 7 worlds to stop the Necrons.
Oh
After
yeah,
they-
the guy who kept calling exterminatus is on Necrons. Yeah.
After, I'm sorry, not the Necrons, the Nids. After
Oh.
his plan of make the Tyranids and the Orcs fight each other,
Yeah.
backfired super fucking hard.
Yeah, that guy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Lord Inquisitor, oops.
I, so all I can, so the
Oops, I
immediate thing that
accidentally
comes to
produced.
mind when it comes to orcs, the immediate thing that popped into my mind was like that YouTube like life hack video. Hey guys, today I'm gonna show you how to have infinite biomass. Fucking orcs.
Hmm.
It's a
Interesting
simple
tactic.
life hack that hasn't been patched yet. So if you follow these 5 easy steps, for less than $20, you'll be able to have infinite biomass.
That's pretty awesome.
But you do have to manage it very carefully, or you might end up with something with an infestation you can't beat.
Indeed. Anyway, so yeah. So fucking male Taylor wakes up and is like, "Man, I'm complaining about my body and how much I hate my body type, and my body type is just so fucking awful, and I hate how beautiful I am and how
By the way, I want to
luxurious
point
my
out.
hair
But you're
is."
gay.
I want to point something out about like Japan's obsession with like femboys. First of all, they don't exist.
They don't.
By and large, they do not
Absolutely
exist.
true.
Like,
They really don't.
The only there's men and there's future corpses.
I don't know.
I mean-
to be fair, as close as you get, like with Korea, and how they'll do the whole K-pop thing, and how we in America we have the whole like
Fucking even then.
like Justin Bieber thing. Like the
but, like, that's what I'm saying, like-
closest you get is
Mm.
the feminine looking boy. Like no boy that. I wouldn't use the word femboy to describe any of the K-pop or pop in America. I would use pretty
Yeah, no.
boy to describe.
yeah, I was gonna say like because
The
even
shonen.
as much as Justin Bieber is a pathetic excuse of a human being,
Also, a
He's-
terrible fucking actor.
yeah, his
Criminal.
general profile still conforms to the male body.
I
right?
mean,
He's-
actually, if
he's
you've ever
still a
seen him,
square.
I mean, I was gonna say, if you've ever seen him shirtless, unfortunately I have. If you've ever seen him shirtless, he's actually pretty fucking buff, okay?
Well, yeah, I would
Yeah.
say also the other misconception that like people who dance for a living are like
Oh,
no,
Hmm.
Right.
listen, they are jacked and you should
the
not-
only person more jacked than a dancer is a swimmer.
yeah.
Okay, controversial opinion here, but I think Isley said something that's actually correct for once.
Pretty boys and
Pretty-
femboys are two different things. That
Yes,
you know what?
Very,
know.
You
very
are correct.
different things.
You know, you have your pretty boys, which are boys who are pretty, and you should laugh at them for it, and
would
then
say,
cry as they
and
get all the
who
women.
Totally them.
actually exists.
Yeah, and then femboys are like lupine sort of people who should be burned to
True.
stake for just witchcraft and you know just
There's
being
only one solution.
I would
yeah,
say,
exactly.
Because let's be clear
Mutations.
here, there are
Mutations that have to be ended.
very few males who have a feminine cut to their actual figure, right? Where their body exists
No, I
as
mean,
an hourglass as opposed to a
not-
square.
Not only that, it's very interesting. Hair length is actually genetic as well. There is a certain point where your body
agree.
actually stops producing hair, like both on your head, on your arms, you know,
Very
legs,
true.
chest, etc. And there is actually a genetically passed down length of hair that both men and women can get. Women tend to be far longer than men for, you know, cultural reasons probably. Cultural reasons affecting genetics.
Socioeconomic reasons.
Well, no, cultural reasons that affect genetics because longer-haired women affect, you know, those women get picked and they reproduce and so they carry that gene forward, but et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But men typically end up having like because even though men might have kept their hair short or maybe they might have put it in a ponytail or they might have braided it or they might have done a whole bunch of shit with it, depending on the culture. Men just in general typically have just hair that cuts off shorter. Period. Like, there is a certain point where most men just can't grow their hair farther than that.
Well, I would say, like, as an example, my brother is going bald at the ripe old age of like 28. Well, it'll be 29.
Are you sure that's not because of the stress placed on his life from being an incompetent fuckwit?
No, because the same thing happened to my father,
Oh, okay, yeah, the male pattern.
who is
yeah.
anything but.
Unfortunately, he only inherited the hairline.
Yes, but regardless of that, my point being, I'm not going bald, and I'm not showing any remote signs of going bald. I inherited hair
I can
from
drink
my
to
mother's
that.
side. The point of which being, my hair has always grown significantly faster than his, right? He
Right,
would need a
yeah.
haircut once every 5 to 6 weeks. I usually needed one every 3 to 4.
Hmm. I mean, my hair grows fairly quickly, but as I've noticed, as a person who really doesn't like getting haircuts in general, like usually it'll get down to like maybe like low neck length, and then it'll take literally like a year to get down to shoulder. Like in like a maybe the span of like a month or two, it'll get down to neck, but like past that, it'll take like a year to get to the shoulder.
Yeah. Pretty much the same for me. It was
Yeah.
fucking infuriating out in Vermont. I just barely ever got haircuts when I was in Vermont, because the only place in Champlain where you could get a decent haircut was
Oh,
that fucking
fucking
salon
Christ,
just
yeah.
outside of
Yeah, I know what you're talking. It's the same
just outside
reason.
of Spinner, and they
Yeah.
were like, yeah, it's like $60. I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah, not only that, they gave the worst male cuts. Women do not know how to cut men's hair on the whole.
I was gonna say, no. There are plenty of women who can do it. None of them worked at this fucking place.
Yeah, no, none of the, no, but like I'm saying, like I've gotten haircuts from fucking Florida, New Jersey, Vermont, New York, Georgia. I have gotten haircuts from a wide range of states, fucking in Hawaii too. I very fucking rarely has the haircut been a good one if it was from a woman. I'm sorry, it's just they don't know how to cut men's hair usually. And there's no blame going on here. I'm not being like, oh, you can't do it. It's like, no, it's just
They didn't learn, right? It's like when single fathers are stuck with the problem of, what the fuck do I do for my daughter's hair?
yeah, basically, and you know, men on the same, it goes the opposite way. Male haircuts, I've seen lots of negative reviews for men barbers when it's a woman reviewing it, and that's usually how I use my metric to find a good barber. If it's getting lots of high reviews from male names and lots of low reviews from women names, it works for me. Okay, I found a guy down here in Essex, and I had a guy down in Jupiter as well. I walked into the guy in Jupiter. I'm like, all right, buddy, I know what I need you to do for my hair. He's like, all right, what do you need me to do for your hair? I need you to make it look like I just walked in and said, hi, I'm here for an interview for your, network routing. And he's like, I know exactly the haircut you're talking about.
Yeah. I would say,
I'm here to fix your computer.
It's funny. I've had a very high degree of success getting haircuts from women, because for whatever reason, over time my hair just sweeps to the right and sweeps to the left. Sneaky, you've seen my
You're a very natural sweeper.
And so like the women see that, and I'm like, just make it look good with the sweep, and they're like, I can do that.
We got haircuts? Yeah, fuck you, nose hair. We got haircuts. Not often, but we did.
Yeah. It's not like you have any fucking room to talk.
But no. It's just like, you know, I It's a certain kind of hair. My hair, especially, is very spiky. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like because of how I wear hats or because of how I wore my headset for a very long time.
Honestly, it has very little to do with like what you put on your head.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's very genetic. Like,
Yeah.
as an example, the girl my brother was dating she was a very touchy individual, right?
Okay.
Um,
Dude, fucking Christ! I got head patted so many times in high school.
yeah, right. But so like, she would pat one day. She was very excited to see me. We hadn't seen each other for a very long time. She gives me a hug. She pats me on the head, and then she just kept patting me. I'm like, what you doing there? She's like, your hair is so soft. It's so much softer than Josh.
God, yes! I got that comment
Yeah.
so often, like, oh, your hair is so soft, what do you do to it? I'm like, I don't know, I wash
like,
it?
Your hair is so soft and so. What do you do? I'm like, I fucking wash it.
I put soap on it and I take the soap out. I don't know, what do you want from me?
I take
Yeah.
the shampoo, I put it on my head, and then I wash it off. And they're like,
Anyway,
how often
so...
do you do it? I'm like, I do it every fucking day. This is the only problem.
Yeah,
Oh my god, if
yeah.
I skip a day of like actually like showering,
so fucking greasy.
Christ, my hair looks like
Yeah.
I fucking rubbed bacon on my head.
Yeah. Well, see, I think that's actually
hair is
while
very
that's
smooth,
mildly genetic, that's also a body response from how often you do wash your hair.
Yeah, I know. Like I could use like I could tone it down and
Yeah.
eventually change it. But like even when I was a kid, my parents made me wash my hair like every other day practically
Yeah.
because it really did just build up grease very quickly.
Yeah.
Which of course making me wash it so frequently only exacerbated the issue to the point where if I don't fucking shower every day,
You look like a Burning Man employee.
That can fuck you
Yeah.
up sometimes.
Yeah.
Overwashing is not good.
And of course the problem is now I'm at the point where overwashing is the only fucking option to avoid
I mean,
looking like a
yeah, no,
hobo.
that is unfortunately a trap because, like, once you get into a job, you can't just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna reset my hair oil." You
Yeah.
can't just
Well,
not take a shower.
You can use alternative ingredients for shampoo. Like, as weird as it sounds, my mom bought me goat milk shampoo,
Okay.
and I shampoo every day now. I used to have the same problem where if I didn't shampoo every day, next day, bacon grease. So, apparently
Personally,
has
I like using tea
apparently
tree oil.
it matches the average pH level of the average human. So
Goat milk, really. Goat milk shampoo, obviously.
yeah, it's a shampoo bar. It's like, this is not what I expected, but all right, it works. It's not tearing my hair apart. My skin doesn't burn when bad dandruff. So
Yeah.
sometimes Head and Shoulders does its job a little too well.
I used to use Head and Shoulders. I've switched to tea tree recently.
But yeah, so it's just it like also because like that like it was just so surreal for me because like it was the first time it ever happened. And Siki, I bet you can remember the first time a girl like she touched your head and then they just keep touching.
Fucking Christ, dude! In high school, it was the fucking worst because everyone just compared me to the dog from Tom and Jerry, the big bulldog.
Spike?
Everyone fucking compared me to that dog because they knew I wouldn't lash out at them specifically, so they were just like fucking lining up in a line to pet my head. And it's like, Jesus Christ, please stop! This feels so awkward, but I'm not gonna do anything about it.
It like in my case, it wasn't quite so bad because it's like this is someone who I've known for a couple of months, and like it's like may at some point become a member of my family. So I was like, I don't.
No. It was just straight up people, random girl. Like, thankfully not guys, but random girls at school would just come up and be like, pat, pat, pat. Oh my God, your hair is so soft. It's like, oh, fucking Christ.
It was God. And then at that particular outing, there was more girls going to watch the movie than the guys. And she's like, his hair is so soft, and she's like, let the other people feel your hair. I'm like,
Oh god,
Oh.
yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
yeah. And then they spend, like
I only got head pats after my growth spurt, unlike nose hair.
I would say, then they spend, like 5 minutes, like patting your, and you're like, could you? I don't. What is so great about this?
Please stop patting my head. I'm not gonna stop you, but please stop doing it.
Which, by the way, anime characters are crazy. People patting your head is not some mystical experience.
Yes,
It's mostly
no.
just fucking
I can
annoying.
wholeheartedly back that one up. Being head patted is an awkward experience of confused emotions. I don't know what emotions I was feeling while it was occurring, but 100% of it was just
Fucking
labeled
weird.
confusion. I don't know what emotion
I-
confusion is, but I was
Why-
definitely feeling it.
Why are you guys making it so strange? Like, just be patient. It'll be over. It's not that big a deal, even at that
Yeah.
age.
Well, I think mostly for me it was because of my distinct lack of physical contact with
That would be it.
Hmm.
non-hostile contact with other human beings,
No
basically.
Non-hostile combatants.
I did eventually get used to it from the girl that my brother was dating, which it like, and to be fair, she did. She after like the second time, she began asking if it was okay. I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah, no one ever asked
Hmm.
me if it was okay. There was also, I
no
do
one
remember
cares.
the first time people started just gathering around to pet my head. Like afterwards, after everyone left, I fucking petted my head myself. I'm just like, I don't get it.
Yep.
I don't get
They're
it.
all like,
I don't
"Oh, it's so
understand.
soft," and they're touching it, and I'm like, "Eh." And so one day, did you
Oh,
ever get fed
God.
up and be like, "Let me touch your head"? Like, what's so mystical
No.
about this?
No, I never did to other people. Because again, the whole human contact part of it.
Hmm.
I
Let's
wish
do
I
that.
could
I mean,
do-
I
No.
did do the pomp, but I didn't do the like pat thing. You know.
Okay, and then here's my other question: did any
Hmm.
of them ever do like the pet, not the
Yes.
pat,
Yeah. Yeah.
like the full-on? Like there was the one who's like, right? They pat it and then they're like just running it
Yes.
down. I'm like, I
Yeah.
am not a fucking dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Straight up, just that. And again, that's actually where the fucking comparison actually originated from. Because I was like, stop it, and they're like, "What are you gonna do about it?" I'm like,
Nothing.
Nothing really. I asked you to stop and you didn't, so it's like I'm kind of out of options here.
This is not something I'm willing to resort to violence over.
I was kind of really hoping telling you to stop would have done it.
Because like at no point during the experience am I like, I gotta throw a fucking punch.
Again, if the emotion could be described, it was the concentrated essence of confusion.
I
And
wish I could relate.
it personally got, for me personally, it got even more confusing when after they all stopped and I touched my own head and I'm like, what's the, what? There's nothing here. There's nothing. It's fucking
I don't
hair.
understand. Anyway,
Yeah,
now that we
we've
have
given hair care
outed
tips
the
and expressed-
entirety of my Discord following, now that we've outed everyone in my Discord chat as absolute fucking hollow live weebs, let's keep going with this. Purple Prose.
Embrace it.
So I'm
Oh.
just gonna fucking accelerate summary through this story. So it's garbage. Okay, so the story's garbage. 900% of it is Purple Prose. You might think that's weird. Like, hey, Sneaky, why is 900% Purple Prose if you can only have 100% of a story? It's like, that's a very good question. It's because 900% of it's Purple Prose by extending the story that exists 9 times. Unfortunately, I do not have a little tiny micro board set up
Shame.
with
Shame.
bindable keys, so I can't just turn auto tune echo on, and I can't just be like, ah.
Dude,
I literally just like 5 minutes ago while you guys were talking, I googled how to set that up. Genuinely.
You fucking weeb. Support America. Donate to Shark.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't donate to Shark. I would donate to Reaper. Honestly,
That
He's
is
better, in my
acceptable.
opinion.
Just
Yeah,
don't donate
he's
to
also
any of them.
American.
I
No,
I did literally choke laughing at the "Hey Kiara, come here for a minute" clip that I posted.
bonk.
God. Fucking weird.
Fucking walks up to a chicken. "Hey Kiara, come here for a minute." Kills chicken. Jesus Christ.
Didn't even bat an eye or make a sound after.
It's
Just
like,
completely
bonk.
straight face continued. All hail Shark, who is bad at games. Not as bad as Mori, okay? Mori is...
yeah.
God. She might be the good at
and
games.
my
but she's entertaining.
response to watching Nyanners play Dark Souls was, wow, I thought I was bad at Dark Souls, but it's good to know there's people worse than me.
Look,
Well, you also had it like
like I told you,
backup.
like I told you yesterday, Sneaky. Nyanners
No.
was fucking blitzed. Like,
You thought I
Fucking
played
blackout
Dark
drunk.
Souls sober?
I mean, no, but not that drunk.
Okay,
You'd have to
no,
bet
I'm
if you
sorry.
tried an entire
I
liquor
am
shop
too
to be
much
that
of a
drunk.
heavyweight to be blitzed off
Exactly.
of a half a cup of vodka lemonade.
Exactly.
Having played through Dark Souls 3 with Sneaky, he was remarkably sober.
Having played Dark Souls 1 and 2 with Sneaky, he didn't even have access to alcohol. Like,
That is a fair point.
Yeah, I mean,
Pretty
that
much
usually helps to be
everything
drunk
past me playing with Atin was me playing blitzed as shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go the all Scythe route. I'm Ruby Rose.
but unfortunately, unlike Enables and Ruckus, you don't really get all that better when you're
No,
drunk.
unfortunately, I did not grab the improved talent for alcohol consumption. That just adds
probably
my
should've,
proficiency
man.
twice over to all my skill checks.
You fucking missed out. You really should
I
have.
really did, but I really didn't think alcohol was gonna become a main facet of my class, so I just didn't grab it. And then it turns out that it was actually probably one of the better decisions I could have made.
I mean, to be fair, at least you did pick up a hearty constitution for your class. Which
Oh, well, that was just a good roll on my part.
It's just a
good
shame
roll
that
with
it
some racial
bunch of hidden
bonuses.
debuffs.
Yeah. The DM actually saw to it with a lot of debuffs, though, so, whatever. Can't get blessed out of that one.
What about? Wait, come on. Can't we get the wish spell up in here?
Look, I already tried to do the whole born again thing. I tried to do the whole fucking blessings and shit in the middle of a goddamn church. Didn't fucking work. Curses, pretty permanent.
Shit, dude. I mean, I don't know. You piss off any witches? You pick up any magic belts that you shouldn't?
Okay, look, man, I pissed off a lot of people and I pick up a lot of shit, so that's really not.
I mean, that may be your problem. You are, in fact, the man who just acquired cursed objects.
Fuck, you can ask Nosehair when we play Dota together, it's just like, there is no reason for the enemy team to have, like, the megalithic hate boner they have for me. But they will literally just, like, dive the tier 2 and use every ultimate on their team to ensure I'm dead. And I'm, like, the position 4. And it's just like, why?
I have seen this. I have seen this occur.
It's like, what have I done to piss off you to this point?
I haven't even started shit talking yet.
Sneaky, maybe there's just an entire subreddit dedicated to hating you that you just don't know about.
This
And it's
isn't.
only for players.
Honestly, by the fact that I've been banned from over 300 servers so far, I would not be surprised.
Sneaky is like the chosen people, except on Discord.
Oh, I didn't say Discord servers.
Oh,
Well,
you know what I mean. Honestly, you're outdoing the Jews.
they're only banned from 109 countries.
You're at fucking 300.
List of places Sneaky has been banned from. You can help us by expanding it.
Yeah, I mean, I could like right about now, but I probably shouldn't do that, honestly.
I would just say you don't want to lose your free pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Like, oh my god, there's
Funny
a
drunk
very
man
particular
testing.
vendor who has to meet with the electrical buyer at my company.
Yeah.
Oh my god, every time they meet, it is goddamn pay-per-view.
Oh,
Everybody
Jesus
make
Christ.
sure they're in the office for this.
Oh. Oh, good.
Because
One of those.
I will give the guy who's currently doing the electrical buying credit. My god, does he know how to squeeze a vendor to death?
Interesting.
The gentleman in
That's kinda
question
kinky.
spent the gentleman in question spent 30 years assembling electronics. So when the vendor tries to tell him that their price is this, he's like, no. Your price is this, and I'll let you make $30 on it.
Power move.
That's sort of like the shit that I pulled at the not the DMV, the Subaru dealership when I was picking up my car originally. Because my mother came with me because
Did you guys have Blue Book pricing?
No. See, we used our raw family charisma racial bonus on this one. Where we just walked into the DMV and I'm like, oh, I like that car, and I drove it around a bit.
Dealership.
Right. Dealership. Yeah, dealership. Yeah, I'm not gonna correct that one. That's correct.
Dealership.
No, definitely dealership. So anyway, so I drove this car around and I was like, oh, I really like this car. And you know, we settle on the car. We settle on what's going into the car. What kind of, you know, like bonuses and shit's going on with the car and whatnot. And then we start talking price. And basically the guy was like, oh, you know, well, it's this much money. I was like, oh, wow, that's it's a little bit more than we thought we could pay right now. And he's like, whoa, what do you mean? I was like, oh, well, you know, we got a budget that we can pay immediately. And he's like,
Yeah, by the
well,
way,
you know, we could
those
probably...
are magic fucking words to car vendors.
And he's like, oh, well, we could probably lower it. And I was like, and my mom, he's like, oh, well, what's the factory price on this car? And he's like, oh, well, you know, it's, you know, normally this much. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's just how much you wanted to spend, isn't it, Mother? And she's like, yeah, that is. That's very convenient. That's how much I wanted to spend on a car today in cash.
Oh.
Jeez.
And now, keep in mind, this car has features far above that level.
Sorry,
like,
but someone really needs to post the Krieger meme. Please stop! I can only get so erect.
So please keep in mind that this car was like the deluxe package, like not quite the elite package or whatever it was, with a whole bunch of fucking fancy widgets and shit that I didn't want. But it was like the basic bitch shit plus a little extra that didn't need the fancy widgets, and I was like, oh, I like that. But obviously that wasn't included in the factory price. Because that was dealership add-ons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so we talked about the fact, I was like, oh, that's about how much we want to pay, right? And she's like, oh yeah, that's how much I got in cash right now. And the dealer's like, fuck!
Cash! My one weakness!
He's like, fuck, they can pay the factory price, but it's in cash! You could see the fucking like indecisiveness on his face, like, oh, do I take this deal? Oh shit!
Is my boss gonna kill me, or is he gonna look at the pile of cash and go back to Tijuana?
And he's like, oh well, normally we sell these far more. It's got quite a bit of add-ons on it. And my mother's like, oh well, that's a fair point, right? But could I talk to your superior about this though?
May I see the manager?
No, it wasn't an I see the manager moment. It was like, yeah, okay, that's cool and all that it costs more than what we want to pay, but can I talk to your superior about buying this car? Because the thing is that I don't know how it works in Norway, but in America, car dealers, the individual employee gets commissions on how much money the car is sold for on profit.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen or anything.
And so by her saying that she wants to talk to the manager, more or less, it is her saying that she wants to go to the boss and buy the car from him instead, which means the car dealer that we were currently talking to wouldn't get any money from this sale.
Well,
fair
no.
enough.
Most of the time in a situation like that, they get a vastly reduced commission because it's like, well, you got them most of the way, but you couldn't seal the deal.
Yeah, basically. Well, I mean, also got to keep in mind we were arguing at factory price, so there was like basically no profit on this too. So he was basically gonna make $0 fucking dollars from this sale if we ended up talking to the guy above him.
Fair enough.
And you could see his fucking face switch in an instant of like, oh no, you don't need to talk to him. I think we can come to a settlement here.
Based.
And that's how I got my car for $7,000 cheaper.
Jesus fucking Christ. That's a discount and a half.
Oh, it's great. See, the real power move is you get lucky enough to have a friend who's an actual dealer, and you get that dealer to tell you exactly what the blue book price is. And you go in and you can walk into any car dealership in America, and if you are armed with the blue book price, you can go to the dealer and you will be like, the car is worth this. I will pay this. And the dealer will be like, done.
Even better is we got this whole fucking like 15-year service plan for it that cost basically nothing on top of that because he was like, oh god, please just buy the car from me.
Oh god.
Oh god. I love bargaining with people because I can just straight face you like, I'll just walk away. I don't need your product, even though I secretly do. I don't need your
want
product.
to buy this computer with a 2090, but
it's a real shame I only have $20 on me. Too bad I can't buy this $200 wallet. Oh no, sir, no! You can come to buy the wallet, no, please. $20. I will make it just for you.
Ah, the power of Mexico.
My
No.
trip in
He
Mexico
was in Jersey. It was not Mexico.
No, it was
I
Mexico.
assure you.
No, it was Mexico.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was?
No,
Yeah, I think
where I
it's
bought the
Mexico.
wallet specifically
Yeah.
was in Mexico.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. My apologies.
I remember the world story.
So you can't fool me like this, Atin. You fuck.
Yeah. No, and that was a pretty funny one because in Mexico they like to try and rip off tourists by disproportionately pricing shit. I was just straight up just like, because my mother warned me of this because she's been in Mexico before me, and I was like, all right, so I'm just gonna place $5 into this one pocket, and that when I'm like patting myself down for money, that's the money I'm gonna pull out, being like, oh, I only have, is 5 pesos or whatever it was, right? So I can use that as a bartering deal. Like, I'm sorry, I'm the dumb tourist. I only have $5. Is that enough?
I can't read your moon runes.
Oh, sneaky.
I got so much shit for cheap.
What we say? The other thing that's real important. If you're a guy, it's real easy to avoid getting pickpocketed in Mexico. Keep your money by your junk.
Oh, well, I didn't even need to do that. Like, it's a big issue in Las Vegas, and all I would do is I was put it on the inside of my jacket, my fisherman's jacket.
Oh,
the
yeah,
jacket
yeah.
that I wear with the bandana that makes me look like I'm about to fucking mug you myself.
Yeah, I mean that would work.
It's really good at preventing pickpocketers, because it looks like I'm just like, oh, fucking touch me, and I'll use that as an excuse to pick your pocket. Except I'm gonna kick the shit out of you first.
It's not so much picking your pocket as it is holding you upside down and shaking.
Looting you. My barter is fucking 100, man.
No, Sneaky, it's not your barter. Your barter is like 20. Your intimidation is 100.
Yeah.
Of course, yes. Oh, fucking Christ. Honestly, I have never been pickpocketed in my life. It might have some relevance onto how I normally dress, though.
Yeah. Potentially.
Certainly.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, to get back onto the point of this fucking story, it's garbage. The story's fucking garbage. Okay, look.
8:21, let's go to fucking bed.
Yeah, look, the story could be
3
good,
a.m., dude.
but
Not
it's
even
so
close.
much fucking purple prose and so many fucking paragraph spacings. Like, it's like you take Max's writing and you invert it. Instead of, like, giant, like, chrome-sized tabs of blocks of writing, you get every single fucking sentence is a new paragraph. I'm sorry, Max, but it's true.
I know it's true. I've been working on that with the Fate story.
You have been. I appreciate it.
I sat and looked at him like, oh, I see. I've been doing paragraphs right, but I've been doing them poorly.
Sneaky's stats are all 1, but he puts all of his skill points into Profession New Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that just comes with a lot of proficiency bonuses.
Most of them crime-related.
It turns out being from New Jersey makes you equipped to handle a lot of situations.
See, unfortunately, Proficiency Chicago, the proficiency got nerfed into the ground after they took out Al, so...
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I mean,
makes
bullet
sense.
damage minus 50%.
It was a nerf everyone
I was
saw
gonna say,
coming.
but that's his thing. That's the only thing that's really worth putting points into these days.
Yeah, it was a nerf everyone saw
Fair
coming.
enough.
I mean, not Al.
Well, that's true enough. Yeah, that's true. I mean, his
JK.
perception was
coming.
low though, so
Yep, that man, he was not the cleverest man. He thought he could fight the IRS.
Yeah, pity. Proficiency
Fucking-
Chicago
fucking
only half
taxes.
applies if Nolan and level is not sufficient.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry you don't make the other prerequisites of Proficiency Chicago. Your melanin
mean-
level is low.
It depends. Like, if you vote Joe Biden, your Chicago proficiency automatically disappears.
Oh yeah.
But if you don't vote
no.
Biden, I
If
mean-
you don't vote Joe Biden, you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
I misspoke.
Just like Biden.
Yeah, exactly. Staying true to the character of Joe Biden. That's some malarkey. I'm gonna go touch kids now.
That's actually his it's his blessing he has. It's called that's a load of malarkey. It allows every attack Joe Biden makes to or against him to remove melanin from the opposing attacker.
Your dark soul. Hand it over.
God damn it, Art.
Oh, wait, we actually fucking made that into. Hang on.
No,
Here it is.
someone made that into me. It's fucking
No,
great.
I made it personally. We were
Oh,
in
is
voice
that
together.
you that made that one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's in the Discord chat. It's fucking. Your dark
Jesus
soul.
Christ.
Hand it over.
Just side note, that was such a great boss fight.
Oh, that was such a fantastic boss.
Like, I will always give Dark Souls this. God damn, do they know how to set a boss up? The boss does not always deliver, but by God, do they know how to run a hype show?
Alright, let's
Yeah.
fight this boss. How do we fight this boss? Well, I don't know. What kind of attacks does the boss have? Leaps at us. Fucking one-shots. Okay!
When there's
Fucking-
a cutscene for a boss, it's gonna be a good cutscene.
Oh,
Through
boy.
the air and does a screaming no scope.
Just fucking 360 no-scoped you that one time where oh, shit!
Alright, I think I got him distracted. You can take a drink. Begin sipping.
Yeah, the tracking on weapons in Dark Souls 3 is so fun to fuck with. Gale, they just took the limiters off.
Fucking 360 magnet no-scope leaping. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Max, the only thing I've seen with better tracking than Gale is that goddamn X1 assist.
Done them.
No, Sneaky, you don't understand. So I want you to picture someone takes a giant axe blade and they strap rockets to it, okay?
No, and I
I
have a better example. Sneaky. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 releases. The Amaterasu gets an upgrade where you can run figure eights.
Wait, couldn't
Remember
you
that?
run figure eights anyway?
No, I mean it tracks you in figure eights.
That's what I'm saying. Is
No,
like
no, that wasn't a change until Revolution, which was after 3.
Oh
It's
right,
that level of
Revolution.
track.
Yeah. That fucking dodge on Amaratsu. I dodged. Still hits me. Fuck.
Yeah, it's like I dodged it. Wait, why is it turning around? What?
What the fuck?
Sneaky,
is this
we've gone and
bullshit?
watched replays of this fucking thing. It will literally 180.
Yeah,
Only
no, you
Michael
laughed.
Jackson can do a 360 and walk away.
I would say I think the best one we ever watched was we watched it do a literal 90-degree turn
No,
to
it's
hit
Wait.
someone's skull.
Wait.
talking about Dark Souls hitboxes are some of the best in the business.
Okay, hold the fuck up. Meteor had amazing hitboxes. The problem with Meteor
Yeah.
is that he was absolutely fucking bugged for both Atin and I. We used over 300 fucking embers on Meteor, okay?
Yeah, Midair was a hard fight just in the base.
Not only that, it's just fucking because of us, for some reason, he was bugging the hell out. And it was just like,
Everything was bugging out.
oh
on
my
me.
god, he went into full disco mode where all he did was the whipping his head back and forth laser. That's all he did. He got
Yeah.
stuck in that animation and literally the entire map just exploded. And it's like, oh my god!
Be
Yeah,
right back.
no, Atin, if you remember, I managed to reproduce that. You guys did
Yes.
something that locked his AI at a certain
Yes.
distance.
Y-
The difference
Max
being that
did-
I understand how to do it. You two are just dumb fuck lucky.
We were just
Well,
dumbasses.
no,
No.
'cause no, let's be fair.
We're just
It's
dumbasses.
something that you likely would never have been able to do had you not known it was reproducible or
Yeah.
producible in the first instance.
Honestly, it took us all by surprise because we were like, he's about to end it, and then he just kept going, and we're like, oh Jesus, and he just kept
We're like,
fucking
oh, okay,
going.
this
We're
is
like,
like
oh
a new
Christ,
kind
oh Christ.
It'll stop after the second one. It'll stop after the third one.
It'll
fourth
stop.
Fucking, I remember at one point I just started getting bounced around like a fucking volleyball by the explosions.
He would get up, heal, tears of denial, get knocked up again.
Explosion. God, fucking
Yeah.
tears of denial.
Madeir's the kind. Madeir is that
boss fight that's like, if you bring another person in, you're just making it harder on yourself.
Oh god,
You are better off fighting
we
solo
didn't know that.
if
Okay,
you're a melee build. If you're a melee build,
We
you've
were.
had some trouble. No, like your traditional sorcerer build from Dark Souls 1 would have
Oh.
had trouble.
yeah.
Like the way Atin and I got past that fight was, okay, Atin, you go fight him on your own. I'm gonna go fight him without armor.
Yeah, no,
Like-
Max had been doing the heavy boy build the entire time, and it's just like, all right, for this man, I must get naked.
I know, dude. I remember we tried that. We were like fucking broken straight sword naked. All right,
Oh,
let's
God.
try and dodge it. And it's like fucking nope. Laser beam,
tried
heat-seeking
so
missile,
hard.
ICBM activated.
We tried everything. We even tried naked with just bare bitch straight swords and the dragon, the great shield you got in that one.
Yeah.
With the 100% physical 90 fire or
Now-
95 fire.
There is one part of this that the audience might not know is you guys were in New Game plus 5 and 7.
Oh
I
yeah,
think,
5 and
respectively.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Like you guys were like, we're gonna do New Game Plus. I remember saying, you're fucking morons. Wait till the DLC comes out and just start a new save.
We were
Nah,
dumb.
it'll be fine.
No, we were dumb. We just kept going. We just kept
Well,
going.
and that was the problem, right? We were both having so much fun that we just kind of kept going.
Yeah, I remember telling you, just make a new save, guys. Whether it's for the DLCs or just a new save to keep playing, don't do this to yourselves.
And we were. Well, the problem is everything was scaling fine, right? Like
Yeah,
we were on
everything
New
was
Game
scaling
Plus
fine.
4
We-
and 5, right? And
our
everything
skill
was scaling
level-
fine. We were still kicking ass.
Yeah,
and then
we
the
were
DLC
scaling
happened,
fine.
and we're like,
But here's okay. I can't say this to you, Atin, because you hadn't played Dark Souls 2 and 1 in full. Sneaky, my rebuttal to you in that case, you played FromSoft DLCs. You know they scale higher because they
know.
are post-game content usually.
Max, but you also
Here we go.
forget that I'm fucking retarded.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's a very important piece of the puzzle right there, honestly.
It's a very key thing you need to remember. It's I'm
Sneak is
fucking
increasingly
retarded.
smooth brain. I
The
think that's
greater
the
the challenge in front of me, the more smooth-brained I become.
Can't
Look,
even
I
blame
think
the alcohol at that time.
right? The alcohol is, smoothing his brain out.
No,
you
dude.
really
No, this was
no.
before he got into drinking.
No, look,
Yeah.
see, like I'm talking like
mean,
shit.
is it
Like even
overtime?
back in Dead Island when we were doing the hardest difficulty with Dead Island, New Game Plus, whatever. And my fucking brain just came up with the stupidest fucking shit possible. Like, oh, we gotta take a right. Fucking goes off the goddamn cliff.
That's a power move, honestly.
And Max is just sitting there like, how the fuck did you get off the cliff? Because there was a vehicle barricade there, but because of how hard I turned, I ended up, like, lifting the hit scan model for the car, and
Yeah,
it,
I-
like,
I-
collided with
yeah.
another car's hit scan, so it, like,
If I remember
launched
correctly, it
our
had some
car.
Interesting physics, yeah. There were some interesting vehicle physics in Dead Island.
And Max is sitting there like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, it said take a right. So I took a right
I
off the
mean-
cliff.
Yeah.
I would
You
I
weren't
would
wrong.
talk shit, but I more than made up for that with my driving in Far Cry 4.
Max,
I
down! Down! What do you mean, down?
I would also. I think my personal favorite for breaking games with Max is you can't take these vehicles in here, says Halo.
Okay,
Fucking
well, hold
watch
the
out.
fuck up. Halo
Try
was
me.
Halo is classic for you can't take vehicles in here. Says fucking you, game. Throws frag grenade.
Have you, Mickey? Were you ever able to get vehicles into the finale for ODST?
Dude, that ODST is so fucking long ago.
Fair. But it shouldn't be anymore.
Well, no, see, well, it is because I had no one to play with because no one wants to play with me.
I'll fucking play with you. I already played with Max, and I will play that shit again.
That's
I'll
fair
play
enough.
ODST again. I love that game.
None of
favorite
you
Halo
fucking
game.
Invite me. You're all too busy fucking playing Gundam and shit. But The only memory of Halo I have, like, that immediately comes to mind is when I was playing with Combat Crazy and Arc Vector, which are two real life friends that I'm not going to use the names of.
Yep.
Because you're a good person.
Mostly.
And
Uh,
we were playing together
Like
on
Combat.
Halo 3. And there was a moment where they were screaming at me like, dude, where the fuck are you? And here I was, my dumb ass was trying to get the Warthog through the Covenant installation on the desert map before the flood before the
I
flood
don't see a-
invasion.
I don't see a problem with that.
My dumb ass was trying to get the Warthog through the halls on the Forerunner building on the desert map before the flood invasion. And I'm like, I'm almost there, and they're like, where the fuck are you? There's 4 hunters in this room, and then you just see me, like, shake violently, and then rocket through the room, impaling 2 of the hunters into the wall of the Warthog. I'm like, don't worry guys, I'm here!
That sounds about right. That does sound about right.
And they're just like, what the fuck?
Sneaky in a nutshell, honestly.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
don't
that-
worry guys, we got the Warthog in here now.
I love how they're like, we're gonna put up barriers to make sure people can't get here. It's like, and I need you to park this vehicle here. Scorpion tank, let's go.
We're gonna put barriers here to prevent vehicles from progressing forward. Halo player puts on glasses. Ah, a challenge I see. Very
Well,
well,
then
I
Halo-
accept.
Then in ODST, they were like, aha, we'll put invisible walls that players can't cross in a vehicle. That's not stopping me.
My frag grenade count says otherwise.
Oh no, but see, that can hurt the vehicle. No. We park this vehicle here, that vehicle there, and then we use the Scorpion.
Yeah.
Is
No,
ODST good? Yeah.
ODST,
He's very good.
it's
Okay.
the Halo game. It has the best story.
Yeah, what ODST is what they initially promised Halo as being, which was open world exploration with a compelling story and characters. You didn't get that
Also,
with Halo 1.
ODST is way more compelling if you do all the audio. Like, I don't normally, right? You can do BioShock and like do those audio logs yeah, but do you miss anything by not getting them? Not really.
They're like what? Out of all those audio logs, maybe a quarter of them are necessary for like understanding some of the backstory of the plot.
Yeah. And those ones, they do a real good job of shoving in your fucking face.
Yeah, because they are literally by key progression points.
Got it.
But yeah, just like, if you buy nothing else from the Master Chief Collection, buy ODST.
Yeah. Apparently, he picked up in the collection for Reach. It's like,
The
that's-
collection in entirety. I picked up the collection in its entirety.
I
because
knew I was gonna
just
play
really
every
like
Halo game.
Look, Halo was one of my first Xbox games, along with NASCAR. Actually,
I would say, when I found out that Max wanted to was gonna play all the Halo games, I was like, dope. I'll play all the Halo games with my friend.
that fucking I don't remember the name of it. It's the fucking frog game where it's like no, the frog game where it's like 3D over the shoulder, and like it was sort of like Metroid style, in where there was certain areas you could only like get to in earlier levels after you like acquired certain upgrades. It was like
Gotta give me something to work with here, cause
Jax or something.
Jack
Jack
and
and Dexter.
Daxter?
No, it wasn't robots. You were playing as a frog. You were playing as a human that was turned into a frog.
Bruh. I don't know, dude.
I have
was-
no fucking idea.
Yeah, no, it was not a very popular game, but I remember playing it and having the save file on my original Xbox. And
I've only ever played one game on Xbox, and
remember
that's
the
fucking
name.
Rainbow Six Vegas 2. The only game on Xbox I've ever played.
I need to know the name of this
It
game.
wasn't Frogger Beyond, was it?
No, wait.
Did you end the stream yet?
No, I
No.
haven't.
We're still on.
Look, man, I'm drunk right now, and apparently people find amusement. No, it wasn't that.
To be fair, it might be that, and you just don't know. Like that one,
I remember the splash, cover for the game.
I would say, because like there was a time when Max was trying real hard to find a show for me from Cartoon Network, and because they drastically changed the entire premise of the fucking show from what the game the promotional game they made, we were very confused, although talking about the same thing.
Yeah, it was IGPX, I think, is what the
Yeah.
show was.
Because
It's
like,
just Nick Racing.
yeah, and because I showed you footage of the art of the game they made on Toonami, and you're like, what? It's the only time I think Max has ever been like, I understand why you did not believe me.
No, there have been multiple instances of that.
Maybe that was the first one then.
Hold on, maybe I'll get better results for Xbox game. Classic game, maybe.
Yeah, you're gonna have to narrow that down a bit. Because, Microsoft and their naming conventions are really
Yeah,
great.
I know.
Was it a launch title?
No, it was very much a cult game. It's not even like cult classic level. It was just like literally cult game. Like it never really like kicked off. It never really got a lot of attention. It was just like a game on the Xbox that just existed.
Oh. I mean, if it existed, then fair enough, I guess.
I would say Xbox had a very high number of games that just were.
Yeah, I know.
The PS2 was weird because there was so many PS2 games that are like classics, but they're only classics if you could somehow get shit from goddamn Japan.
I mean, that's Japanese game companies for you, isn't it?
It is. Like Suikoden. It's a great fucking game.
Fucking Christ, like
Oh. Oh fuck yeah, Bass Pro Shops Trophy Hunter 2007.
like I'm
Can't
gonna try and
fucking wait to play
explain
that.
it. Maybe like someone can fucking tell me. Like so, it sort of played like Jack and Dexter, right? But it was more
Can you maybe do like a list search for stuff that came out in X years?
You can
oh
sort by
fucking
release date in North
Christ,
America.
man! I could sort by release date, but
Would it help? Probably not, honestly.
maybe unreleased.
Hmm.
Oh fucking Christ! Like oh. Not ants. No. Area 51. I remember Area 51. I had
played that on PC.
I had the
Is it gonna be
fucking
okay?
Game Informer demo to this game.
Damn.
You know, back in the day when Game Informer had the Xbox demo games,
Can't
and
relate,
like
honestly.
the poor people, that's all they would play is they're just.
Yep.
dropping the
Everybody
game.
played the Xbox demo disc.
Imagine being poor. Cannot relate.
Quiet, commie.
Not a fucking communist, dude. Capitalism.
You live
Except,
in
you
not
know,
America. You are therefore
Yeah.
a communist.
That's not how this works.
Yes, it is. I'm American.
Look,
I say
just
so.
just because my tax money goes to actually good things,
Taxation
doesn't
is
mean I'm
theft,
coming.
and
I
because you
know.
participate in it,
Okay.
you inherently support communism.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah,
Okay,
but so do
Sneaky, if
you,
you're
Sneaky.
sorting these, you might be better off sorting them by genre and just going down to the third person section.
Yeah, that might
That's
help.
possible.
Might also not help.
It might,
depends
it might
on
also not. Because
Drunk Sneaky's reading
I no, I
comprehension.
specifically only played games for the Xbox 360 during a certain time period, and that's before
Before what?
2004.
Hmm.
Specifically between 2000 and 2004. Come on. Alright, here we go.
What the fuck is this?
Shrek. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, here we go. No. I remember playing some of these games, but no. Not the one I'm talking about. Morrowind! Burnout! Jesus Christ. Burnout and Morrowind, like, consumed my life.
He has no life left. It's all gone. Thanks to Burnout and Morrowind. Rest in peace,
it's
Sneaky.
entirely possible.
Dude, fucking
Yeah.
classic Burnout was the shit.
I've only ever played Burnout Paradise, so I don't know.
You missed out on the golden age.
I guess. I don't really care though.
Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring.
That was a terrible game.
Oh god, I remember that game. Come on, I gotta fucking. Come on. Come on. Oh shit, I remember Mech Assault. That game was fucking hilarious. If it's the. No, I'm thinking of, Metal Warrior?
Metal Wolf Chaos?
No. It was this PvP mech fighter game that was like based off of BattleTech, but they couldn't use BattleTech. Oh no, Mech Warrior, that's what it was. The original Mech Warrior. That game was so fucking silly because it didn't. Like, this is before like the whole like online update thing was a thing, right? And like they didn't count weight if you disconnected the thing from the center mech. So what a glitch you could do was you would place an arm on the mech and then you would put a rocket launcher with a mount pod on top of the arm, and then you would delete the arm, and then you would just keep stacking rocket launcher mount pods or railgun mount pods or autogun mount pods on top of each other. And because they had two connection points, you could keep placing one on top of that, and then you would reconnect the arm for the mech core, but
Genius.
it would only register the first arm. So you'd have people running around with like 30 fucking weapons on their mech, just stacked into the sky block, and you would run into them and they'd just turn to you and be like, boom! Your mech would be annihilated. They couldn't move though because their weight was too high. But it didn't fucking matter.
I was gonna say, when you are in fact an artillery platform, it does not matter if you can move. It
Basically,
only
yeah.
matters if you can see.
I am the combat.
Anyway, my point is the
Oh,
story
that's
is...
what I should. Hey, Sneaky, here's a shitpost for you. The Saga of Tanya the Battletech. The battle
Yeah,
mech.
Tanya ends up in the fucking BattleTech universe. That's easy. Anyway, so the whole thing of this story is just really stupid bullshit. Okay, Taylor male Taylor apparently gains body transformation and can
Also
fully...
is apparently much more attractive than female Taylor ever
yeah,
was.
also very
Of course.
fucking attractive, like literal
Damn.
femboy levels
time.
of beautiful, and
Go to horny
just
jail.
instead of like using their transformation powers to slowly turn themselves like more masculine because they hate how feminine they look, no, they just instead just live with it and just they don't do anything about it. They just live with it.
This character who hates every aspect of their physical appearance. Like, that was a huge thing in The Witcher with Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Yep.
Because she was a hunchbacked crone.
Yep, indeed.
Magic is, and then it's like, hey, give up the ability to have children. Well, I fucking hate other people, so I don't want kids, and you can be beautiful. Done in a heartbeat. And then when she's pretty, she's like, I don't wish I could have a kid.
And that's how they adopted a child.
Well, no. Geralt ended up adopting a child because he couldn't keep his fucking mouth shut.
That's basically the same thing. But anyway, I mean, come on, honestly, Yennefer adopted the child too the second Geralt fucking came in possession of Ciri.
Well, I mean, yes and no, because they were definitely still right, because the books made it much more apparent that Yennefer was like, I like the D, but I hate the fact that I am magically compelled to like this D.
Interesting, Atin. Glad you feel that way.
Magically compelled thought!
Well,
Good night,
for
Art.
all, it's 4 a.m.
You
I'm
should leave.
A
going to
perfect
fuck off.
time to stay up further. You're already
Nah, I mean,
awake. Might as
we're
well
already-
stay up for another 24 hours.
We're 1 fucking hour
No.
overtime. Fuck that. Fuck you. Good night.
Good night.
Come.
Anyway, as I was saying, so basically the entire thing is fucking a whole shit ton of purple prose. And Taylor being like, even though I can literally control every aspect of my body, I'm just gonna literally transform into my current self every single time and not change myself slowly over time. To slowly increment myself to a less feminine appearance. No! Nay! I shall be increasingly feminine! Shouts male Taylor as he laments how feminine he is.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes.
He makes himself more. First of all, like,
Okay, not technically speaking, he doesn't purposely make himself more feminine, but merging with Echidnu, Fate versus Echidnu, of course, not actual mythology Echidnu.
yes, yes.
Merging with Echidnu makes him more feminine, and instead of like slowly shifting himself and everyone around him's view to a more masculine look. He just actually keeps going with the femboy look, but just constantly complains about how feminine he looks. Even though he can shapeshift.
At least in a Fate in Time, it's just Merlin being a piece of shit.
Oh, dude, Fate in Time is hilarious with that.
I'm on like chapter 44. I'm like, damn, this is. I like this. I really like this.
It's funny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically
Well, and then
my
right,
reaction.
and I got to the chapter you were talking about, and I was like, oh, it's a side chapter. That's funny. And then I'm like, wait, he's applying the content of the side chapter to reality. Oh
Yes.
no.
Yes. Yeah. Also, Shiro just casually, accidentally Thor's Mjolnir. It's such a silly story. I haven't read it in so long because Cassius takes fucking forever to get somewhere, so I just kind of stopped reading it. Not because I didn't want to read it more, but because I was just like, oh shit, I gotta the fucking chapters build up, because otherwise I'm not gonna get anywhere in terms of plot. And it's unfortunate because if you read Fate and Time as like a new person up until the current point, you can really feel the certain points in Fate and Time reflecting how much money he was getting on Patreon.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
By certain sections of Fate and Time drag on hard in terms of plot advancement.
Yeah.
Because
I'd agree with
you'll
that.
just have like chapters of the same fucking scene, but it's like from this perspective, from this perspective, from this perspective. Everyone's fucking introspective. But anyway, so yeah, Taylor in this story could shapeshift and complains about his feminine appearance, but does nothing to actually, change it. Fucking lore dump on how Worm works, blah blah blah. Here's his power as a person. Apparently just got a full fucking rundown how heroic spirits work from his heroic spirit power. That isn't a power, but actually a heroic spirit fused with him.
I have
Is-
fused with your soul. Can you tell me what I'm supposed to do?
That makes sense. But no, don't worry, guys. He's got full knowledge of how this works and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, are we done?
Anyway, so blah blah blah. Shit tons of purple prose. Doesn't fucking matter. And then possibly the most cringe part of the story. We're finally 3 hours in, getting to the peak cringe of this story.
Jesus Christ.
After a bit of research along with testimony from the Big E himself.
We could just be done.
Yeah, you know what? I'm done. I'm out. I need food.
Hold on, let me at least read the alignment for you.
I need food, motherfucker.
Taylor assembled a small profile on the heroic spirit. Name, Echidnu, title, Chains of Heaven. Alignment. He's the secretary, vice commander type. True neutral.
Niet. Goodbye.
Goodbye. So yeah, anyway, that's the most power classification. Yes. No. I'm sorry, Echidnu is not powerful enough to have classification yes. He just Got a lot of transmorphing. He's got a really massive endurance. He's got some strength. He's not power, yes. But he's just not. So yeah, anyway, a bunch of fucking purple prose and lore dump that I couldn't give a shit about that completely changes how a kid new works, and how Taylor as a guy completely changed the world, but nothing actually changed. Yeah, so basically Taylor as a guy apparently changed literally fucking nothing. But completely changed the results once we actually got the canon, of course. And male Taylor, male Echidna Taylor, just literally styles on every single fucking villain inside the first chapter.
Yep.
The Empire gets yeeted, Coil gets yeeted, and then he's just like, I'm just gonna save the world now that I've yeeted the Empire and yeeted Coil. Before anyone makes any comments, here's a summary. Taylor is boy who looks like femboy Kingu in modern clothing. For this reason, everyone thinks he's a girl. He's really butthurt about this. This story takes place a little under a year before Taylor triggered in canon, aka March 10th. The Undersiders have not formed yet. Tattletale and Regent have not yet reached Brockton Bay. And Shadowstalker has joined the wards with probationary status a little earlier, thanks to the ripple effect that Taylor getting powers introduced. Canary has not yet been arrested, and Behemoth's attack would take place in February. Taylor's parents are instead this time both dead! Because they are. For no apparent reason. They're just all dead. The PRT is involved with the death of his father, which is what caused him to trigger. Bitch, what? You can probably guess who did it. Taylor is technically a fugitive because he assaulted the heroes that killed his father. And is hunted by the PRT because Shadowstalker's civilian identity is known to him. So Shadowstalker killed his dad because of reasons. Got it. The other reason is due because of the screw up, because the government wanted to cover up the murder, but they had to decide to kill Taylor instead of just capturing or paying him off, because that's how the US government works. They just kill people, especially US citizens. They're due to the event that was responsible for Taylor's parents dying. Dragon is not close to Arms Master anymore, and Arms Master was demoted. So did Arms Master kill him? It is approximately a month post Taylor triggering. And gained Echidna's powers, the installation is slow going, but he has assimilated all of non-noble phantasm abilities, and Echidna has become a mentor to Taylor. And Taylor is operating out of Marquise's abandoned home, using a bounded field. The lightning that cackles around Echidna, like the My Hero Academia full cowling effect on Izuku when he fights, is apparently the counterforce energy. So I had Taylor use the counterforce as a substitute for magical energy.
No.
I am glad I'm blitzed out of my mind right now because I know for a fact I'm not going to remember this story in the fucking slightest.
Just make sure to put it in completed.
Yeah, please do that on stream. In fact, so that we
I'm
have
pretty sure I started off this. Yeah, it's included. Unlike fucking Taylor has shape-shifting powers. This is my AU version on it because I like to do things logically. Motherfucker, I'm drunk and that still doesn't make sense to me. For example, it takes so long for Taylor to get Echidnu's powers because of how different Taylor and Echidnu are.
Huh?
Taylor's like a fucking doormat the entirety of before Powers time. And that's what Echidnu was as well. So they're both really flat in personality. Maybe Taylor's a bit more aggressive, but
His personality was playing off the people that he saw while being serene.
yeah, it's just like Taylor
Yeah.
likes to think of themselves as very like zen, but they're really not. And
no, Taylor's not Zen.
they like to think they're zen. Taylor loves to think that she's totally calm and totally in control. Meanwhile, everyone looking at her is like she's in fucking rage mode with the Berserker ×4 upgrade from Doom.
Oh no, that's a problem.
Like that's the fucking dichotomous difference between what Taylor looks like in her mind versus what everyone else is looking at when they look at Taylor. It's like Taylor's like, oh yeah, I'm totally calm and I'm just handling this as it comes. Meanwhile, everyone else looking at Taylor is like hearing the fucking Doom background music playing in their head as she's got like flames around her with the ×4 upgrade halo.
Okay.
Like, look, that's literally canon Taylor though, where everyone's just like, oh shit. And meanwhile, Taylor's just like, I'm just doing what I should. It's like, fucking Christ, Taylor.
Yeah. Can we get Doomslayer, Taylor?
We already do. MP3 made unfortunately, MP3 player made a story of Doom Taylor, and it is cringe. It is just garbage cringe. And this is unfortunate. This is just how it is. Because can't have nice things. How much the PRT obsesses over public relations. This whole story makes no sense. Yes, Isley, you are correct. Correct. The story does not make sense. That will not stop the author, however.
It didn't make sense when we started it 3 hours ago.
It didn't make sense. Now that I have finished off 45% alcohol content of like 5 shots, and I had like 4 shots of vodka of 40%, I think. Um, 40%. I also haven't eaten all day, so I'm really low on dilution material right now for the alcohol. And it still doesn't make sense to me. Which is fucking now, I'm about as blitzed as I can fucking get while still being not blackout drunk. And if your story doesn't make sense to me at that point, you're fucking up, man. You're fucking up. Anyway, so, yeah, Echidnu has consumed the Queen Administrator Shard by choice at the behest of the Counterforce, which is why Taylor has the mind control abilities from the Queen Administrator. But nothing enough to be a game changer.
Enkidu would be
Considering
Gaia,
that
not
Queen
counter.
Administrator was in fact the biggest fucking game changer in existence, I doubt that. While I create the Heroic Spirit stat card for Taylor in the next chapter, I want everyone to know that Taylor's alignment is neutral good as opposed to lawful good in my story Up in Arms. It means he is willing to take even controversial actions in order to save people. Now, neutral good, unlike chaotic good, neutral good is the sort of person that does the right thing instead of the easy thing. They don't just do what they think is the good thing. Like, they're not just like, oh, I gotta help the poor, so I'll go, rob this rich guy and give some money to the poor people. That's chaotic good. Chaotic good is like, I don't care what the laws are, I'm gonna help people.
And lawful good
And
is just he follows laws regardless.
Right. Well, no, not even that. Lawful good. What a lot of people get wrong about lawful is that lawful doesn't mean local ordinances. Lawful means you have a code. Usually, for the lawful good types, the code will include, obviously, following the local laws. But you can have a lawful good character that completely disregards the country's laws in adherence to his own code that is of a objectively more selfless nature. It's the same thing for why lawful evil in a story doesn't mean they're just like some fucking mega maniacal villain. Like, they can just be, like, they can help people out. They can go into town without murdering everyone. Just because they're lawful evil doesn't mean they're fucking murder happy. No, lawful evil means they have a code they follow, but they're also evil, which means that they have no problem in the adherence to this code fucking butchering an entire country if that means following their code. If the difference between following their code and not following their code is the lives of an entire country, they don't care. They'll follow their code. Especially if it means benefiting themselves, which is usually why they have the code in the first place. A proper lawful evil character is the sort of person that comes off as the hero, which simultaneously justifies the mass slaughter of civilians. That's a proper portrayal of a lawful evil. Chaotic evil is the straight up stereotypical evil of like, oh, well, I'm just gonna fucking kill this old woman. Why? Because I could. That's chaotic evil. And that's what a lot of people portray lawful evil as. Which is just wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, so blah blah blah. Taylor and Echidnu are both aware about parahumans and entities and the truth behind their existence. Okay. That's it for this story. A shit ton of purple prose. No plot development that we give a shit about. Also, Taylor's a guy, but nothing changed, really. That's about it. So, we're just gonna end it here. I appreciate everyone that made it to this point. Like, Jesus Christ, you stayed a whole fucking extra hour and 15 minutes. So I'm really impressed, including everyone in the voice chat. So I'll see you all next time on Tuesday at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because of course there's always more, and of course it always gets worse. Let me just find this button here and click.